I can use big title.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Holy Script Episode 2. We got a bigger group for you today. We got Matt, Andrew Burr, Nazario, Chance, Robert, Cameron, Coho, Boatman, Jake, Zach, Andrew Hayes, and Thomas here today to do Knives Out by Rian Johnson. How's everyone feeling? You guys are ready for this?
So ready.
Oh,
Terrified.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I will apologize in advance for the accent, and I will implement for this character.
Let's get it started. Here we go. Exterior, Thornbury Estate Manor House, dawn. The grounds of New England Manor, pre-dawn, misty. Interior manor, pantry, living room, foyer, hallway, dawn. Inside the manor, unlit and still, Gothic with a theme of antique games, arcane puzzles, and decorative weapons. First floor, a drawing room, living room, kitchen. The Tetris of a party, stray champagne flutes. Interior, Thornbury Estate, second floor, dawn. Follow one housekeeper named Fran carrying a tray of coffee up a flight of stairs. Second floor, a hallway, doors are closed. The house has not woken up, and Fran steps lightly up a much narrow, creaky flight of steep stairs. Interior, Thornbury Estate, third floor, master bedroom, dawn. Third floor, the master bedroom suite.
Morning, Mr. Thromby.
But the bed is empty, unslept in, a robe thrown across it. Fran heads out onto the landing up an even narrower half flight of stairs, which leads to a single door. Interior, Harlan Thornby's study, dawn. A cramped attic study, every shelf crammed with curios. The door swings open and Fran sees Harlan Thornby himself, 85 years old, slung across a white leather day bed, throat slit, drenched in blood, very much dead. Cut to title card on black. Then to interior Marta's bedroom, morning. Marta Cabrera wakes with a cry, plain, modern, cramped. Marta, in her late 20s, takes a moment to catch her breath, opens a window. Exterior, South Boston Housing Project, morning. A tiny window in a cheap apartment building opens. Marta's face appears breathing deep. Super, 1 week later. Interior, Cabrera kitchen, morning. Marta sits in front of a laptop. Her mom is at the table with her. Her sister Alice watches CSI on an iPad on the countertop. Murder-related dialogue from the show. Marta scrolls through a job site, tired, eyes dead. Her mom watches, concerned.
Alice, turn it off now.
Why, it's almost over. What? They're
Now,
finding out
please,
who
turn
did
it
it,
off,
and the
turn it
Wi-Fi
off.
sucks in my
Now,
room, so it doesn't
Alice,
play.
off.
There's like
They're
2
talking
minutes left, and there isn't anything
the
bad.
murder,
It's
and his
just
sister
normal
just had
TV,
a
and they're
loves
just
to keep
talking.
throat open. He
Okay,
doesn't need to hear that right now. Just be sensitive.
okay, God, whatever.
Mom standing yelling. Alice slants iPad cover closed. Marta puts her head in her hand, looks at her mom, who looks back at her with protective sympathy. Marta starts laughing at the absurdity of it, but the laugh turns into crying.
Thanks, Mom. I love you. God, none of this seems real. Alice, can you keep watching your show? It's alright.
No, I guess we did it anyway. I'm sorry, Marta.
Alice hugs her sister. Marta's phone rings. Walt Thornby
It's Harlan's son. Maybe it's about the funeral.
answers,
Hi, Walt.
listens.
Uh-huh.
Her face shifts in confusion.
What?
Exterior, private road, late morning. A long, narrow private road leading to the Thornby estate. Marta's shitty, compact car buzzes by towards the house. Exterior, Thornby estate, front drive. Several cars, including a police cruiser with a few uniformed officers by it. Marta pulls up. An officer eyes her, approaches.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you with the help?
Meg, Thornby's college-age granddaughter, trots out.
Hey, her name is Marta. She was granddad's nurse. She's with us. The hell? What the hell?
It's okay. Sorry.
Okay. Oops, man.
They hug and are both instantly crying. They laugh.
Okay, look at us.
How are you this week? How have you...
Yeah, it's been rough. The whole week just awful. Now this. But we thought that we were done.
Walt called me, but yeah, I thought the cops had got our statements already. What are we...
I don't know. They've got some more dumbass questions. Something dumb. How are you doing?
Not good. Alone, lots of just this, and not knowing what to do next.
Anything you need. You're part of the family, Marta.
Thanks. I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to bother you guys. I didn't hear anything. Is the funeral, is there a date for it, or?
It was yesterday.
Marta's face falls.
Marta, I told them that all of you, Fran, everyone who worked with him should have been there. You were closer to Granddad than anyone the past few years, but they got on this whole roll about it was for the family, and it was a family thing. They took a vote, and we got outvoted. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's not okay. The city of family.
They both start laughing. Interior foyer. Thornby's oldest daughter, Linda, opens the door for Marta.
How you doing, kiddo?
Linda is 60-ish, well put together, sharp, and steely-eyed. She dresses and speaks with just a little more sharpness than any situation she's in requires.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
The funeral helped. I guess just seeing him. I thought you should have been there. I'm sorry. I was outvoted.
Linda's husband, Richard, walks in on the phone. Same age as Linda, gruff and confident. Will put his feet up on anything.
I'm not the cop, so I don't know. All right, fine. Don't come. Get arrested. Die on your own ass. Die up on your own ass hill, all I care. He's not coming. Ransom. Little shit. Missed the funeral. No, he is. He's a little shit.
State Trooper Wagner, fresh-faced in his 30s, pokes his head in through a door.
Excuse me. We're ready for you now. We'd like to see you one at a time.
I'll start. Hopefully Joni and Walter are on their way.
Linda exits with Wagner, leaving Richard and Marta.
So, how you doing, kiddo?
Interior library. Mystery and horror memorabilia scattered on the shelves. Linda sits opposite three men. Lieutenant Elliot, in his 30s, in a working suit. Very good at his job. The young Trooper Wagner stands behind him. Sitting back behind both of them, almost blending into the background, is a slight man in a linen suit. Legs and arms fold sharply, like a paper crane. Silent, listening.
Good to see you again. Just to reintroduce ourselves, I'm Detective Lieutenant Elliot, Trooper Wagner here. We just want to run through everything one more time. I'm going to record this, that's all right, just make it easier. I think that's going okay. Speaking to Linda Drysdale, née Thrombey, Harlan Thrombey's eldest daughter, regarding the events of the night of his demise, November 8th.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Elliot checks his notes.
So the whole family was gathered at the house that night for your father's 85th birthday.
Yes.
How was that?
The party? Pre my dad's death? Oh, it was great.
Interior living room, night of the party, flashback. Warmly lit, classic rock playing, food laid out. Linda and Richard mingle happily with the rest of the family, who will meet shortly.
Anyone besides the family there that night?
The caterers, Fran the housekeeper, Marta, Harlan's nurse, caretaker, person, hard worker, good girl. Family's from Ecuador. And Juanetta, great Nana, Dad's mom.
At the snack table, wearing a dozen coats, a woman who might be 300 years old. She pounds down chips and dip like a machine.
His mom.
Nobody knows.
Your son Ransom, he lives in town, right? He was at the party too?
Yes, but he left early.
Ransom Drysdale, ruggedly handsome in his early 30s, breezes out the side door past Great Nana.
Ransom? Are you leaving?
Interior library. A strange man in the linen suit taps Elliot's chair with his toe, as if reminding to ask him something.
Right. Did all three of you arrive to the party at the same time?
No. Richard went over early to help the caterers set up. I got there around 8, Ransom a little later.
She raises a questioning finger to ask about the man, but...
And in Boston, your husband worked for a real estate firm.
It's my firm.
Sorry, right.
I built my business from the ground up.
Just like your dad.
Just like my dad.
Were you very close? Were you very close?
We lost Linda.
Ah, shit.
Oh, it's Linda again?
Good wow.
We had our...
Wait, did I cut out, or is that...
No,
it's
Cameron.
It's Linda.
It's Linda, yeah.
Listen, Linda.
We need to all pick roles and backup roles. So when someone freezes, someone
Do we
just
need
takes over.
understudies? Like,
Honestly, that's perfect for Lucas Schobach. He can just be here to understand.
Where is Lucas?
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay. Sorry. Where did I cut out?
We had our own secret.
My
Okay.
last line was where you were very close.
All right. We had our own secret way of communicating. You had to find that with Dad. You had to find a game to play with him. And if you did that and you played by his rules, yeah, we were close.
2. Richard in the chair Linda was in, giving his statement.
Everyone idolizes their dad, right?
Do they?
Very much not. Don't know why I said that. But Linda does.
Interior living room, night of the party. Harlan Thrombey, surrounded by his family, Richard and Linda flanking him. Birthday cake with candles, all smiles.
Harlan started with a rusty Smith Corona, built himself into one of the best-selling mystery writers of all time. Linda followed his lead. We did, Linda and I.
Interior library.
Seems like all those kids are self-made overachievers.
Richard makes a sure face. Cut to Walt Thrombey, now sits in the questioning chair, late 40s, softly obsequious in a sweater and loafers. His leg is in a cast.
Speaking to Walt Thrombey, Harlan's youngest son.
Elliot points to Walt's cast.
Bicycle accident. Dumb.
So you run your dad's publishing company.
Yeah. It's ours. It's the family's publishing company. Dad trusts me to run it. 30 languages, over 80 million copies. A real legacy. You guys fans?
I don't read much fiction.
Big fan. Big. This plot's like something like 1,000 Knives with the, I don't want to spoil it, but the cow and the shotgun. I'm like, how does he come up with that?
Dad said the plot's just popped into his head. Fully formed. That was the easy part for him.
Tap from the linen suit's man's foot.
You live in town, right? What time did your family arrive at the party?
Walt looks at linen suit, throne.
We all got there about 8.
Interior living room, night of the party. Walt laughing and mingling with his nervous wife, Donna.
My wife, Donna. She's my rock.
Richard backs up into Donna, who yelps in fear and throws a martini in the air. Richard jumps, but Walt doesn't even register it.
Jesus! Donna, are you all right?
And my son, Jacob. He's 16. Very politically active.
His angry-looking son, Jacob, who is always on his phone. Interior library. Quick cuts, each in the chair.
He's an alt-right troll dipshit.
The boy's literally a troll.
Kid today.
A Nazi.
Kids today. With the internet. Amazing.
So the night went well then.
Interior living room, night of the party. The exact same moment we saw with the Richard and Linda of Harlan in front of a birthday cake, but now it's Walt, Donna, and Jacob next to Harlan.
Yeah. We were all gutted, but I'm happy we got that night with Dad. To be by his side, to think about our books and what we accomplished with them, it's like I could still feel his hand on my shoulders.
Interior library.
Passing the torch.
Cut to Joni Thrombey in the chair, a striking woman, tall and boho chick in chunky jewelry and flowy dress.
Speaking now to Joni Thrombey, Harlan's daughter-in-law?
I was married to his son, Neil. We had one daughter, Meg, and then Neil passed on 15 years ago.
Shit.
We lost Lieutenant Elliot.
Well, this is going to be one of the best 4-hour movies ever made.
Some would say best of the 2010s.
Original screenplay. Get that detail right.
Yeah, Jake
Robert Hazard
will continue to handle my PR for the continuation of the show.
Robert, every time someone freezes, I need to hear your beer count so we can keep track.
I just finished number 1. I'm about to go get 2.
I'm on 3.
Oh, I gotta catch up, Robert.
Oh.
I'm counting the
All
one I
right.
drank during dinner.
I am not. All right. Well, then I consider that a challenge. So.
And they're gone.
Bottles out.
I'm going to be so spent at work tomorrow morning.
But it will have been worth it.
I hope
It
this is
will
less than
have.
5 hours because I gotta get ready in 4 hours.
Hey, do you not learn anything from Henry Sanchez? Content is not
Oh,
Keep it a
God, no.
job. Get rid of your
If someone
job.
has to leave early,
Get rid
just
of
kill
your
'em all.
job. Quit your job to watch the free for all.
Watch the free for all with your two best buddies from Australia. Yeah.
Release the top 100.
He deleted it. Oh, I'm so pissed.
Man, if only there were somewhere you could see a top 100 with Mike Hanley and Nazario Montenegro.
And maybe
when
like
would
two
that
other
ever
people
happen?
like Andrew Barr or Cameron Holtzman.
Yeah, the not at all controversial Cameron Holtzman, who
Oh.
has, who has
I think I'm a
great
combination
taste
of
in movies.
Nazaria and you, Cameron, for the summer YOS.
Nazario, that's your next
Yeah.
video. Is like a half-hour complaining to Henry to release the tapes.
And then you can do like a reenactment of what the top 100 would have been like, and get different people to play different people.
Yes. Zario writes a script. Zario writes a dramatic
Fan fiction.
script of what he remembers the top 100 as being, and then casts the roles, and it's a dramatic read-through.
So who's gonna play Henry?
We also were giving too much shit to Coho, which gave way too much permission for Nazario to wear this fucking hat. This hat. Let him go.
I didn't even notice the hat.
I feel like Nazario's been
Is that
selling
a Santa hat? What is that?
Did Chance
Oh,
come
it's just
back?
like a...
I can change for this.
Well, right now you look like you're gonna sell me some fish sticks.
You're about to take us on a
And let me
boat
tell
ride
you,
that's gonna
I'm
crash.
buying.
You look like you're trying to do an impersonation of Coho's hair.
Oh. Here, you son of a bitch.
It's like if you bought.
It's not white enough though.
It's like if you bought a Coho wig from Wish.com.
It's like if you killed Gilligan from Gilligan's Island and were trying to steal his identity.
No, Nazario is the skipper.
Okay, Chance had an internet outage, so we're gonna continue.
I can take on another one. I'm ready.
Yeah, get Robert.
Yeah,
Cool.
Robert Parker.
Yeah, when Chance comes back, he'll let me know. But yeah, go ahead and do it.
You have to do your Chance voice. Go.
That is not going to be a thing that I'm going to do.
Okay, Robert, you can do half the script and then quit because you're doing a black person's role, so you cannot be cast.
Oh, I see. This is cultural appropriation. Is that it? I see. Okay. What line were we on?
We're on
daughter-
page
12.
Yeah, and you've obviously stayed close to the Thrombies.
Interior living room, night of the party. Joni dances with various family members, free and flowing.
Oh, they're my family. I feel simultaneously freed by and supported by them. That balance of opposites is the nuggets of Flam.
Interior library, present.
Nugget of
Flam,
Flam Nugget.
the nugget of truth. At the center of the Flam philosophy.
Sorry, Flam, right. Your skincare company.
I figure, yes. It's skincare, but it promotes a total lifestyle, self-sufficiency with an acknowledgement of human need. That's Flam, but it's also Harlan. He got me and Meg through some tough times.
Meg in the chair.
Granddad gives my mom a yearly allowance, and he's never missed wiring a tuition payment to my schools. He's genuinely a selfless man.
You left his party early.
To see some friends at Curry.
Interior living room, night of the party. Meg trots out. Linda, pissed to Richard so Joni can hear.
That's paying for crypto Marxist, post-deconstructional, feminist poetry theory, whatever major. She could have stuck around for the cake.
Interior library.
I think Linda was upset, but Harlan understood.
Tap.
But you two arrived together to the party.
Joni looks at the linen suit man.
If I could, because who is that guy? And why are we doing all this again?
Right. We're following up here, just being thorough, in order to determine the manner of death.
Cut back to Walt in the chair.
Manner of death? I could save the taxpayers some money here.
Walt gestures vaguely to his throat.
That's the cause of death. The manner of death is still pending.
So by manner of death, you mean if he was killed? If one of us killed him? One of his family?
None of us think that. This is pro forma, all of it.
Cut to Richard in the chair. He doesn't buy it.
Okay. So who the fuck is that?
He points at linen suit. Elliot takes a breath.
This is Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc?
He is
Elliot looks back at Blanc, prompting him to introduce himself, but the man stays silent.
He's
Does he talk?
he does.
They all look back at Blanc.
I do.
Mr. Blanc is a private investigator of great renown.
Joni in the chair.
Sorry. Wait a minute. I read a tweet about a New Yorker article about you. The last of the gentleman sleuths? You solved that case with the tennis champ. You're famous.
Mr. Blanc requested to sit in on the questioning, and I happily consented. I can vouch for him.
Linda in the chair.
Oh, you vouch for him. Well, thank you, detective I just met 5 minutes ago. Mr. Blanc, I know who you are. I read your New Yorker profile. It was delightful. I just buried my 85-year-old father who committed suicide. Why are you here?
Elliot and Wagner turn back to Blanc, who leans forward slightly and speaks in the gentlest southern lilt you have ever heard in your life.
I am here in the behest of a client.
Who?
I cannot say, but let me assure you this. My presence will be ornamental, a respectful, quiet, passive observer of the truth.
Elliot and Wagner turn nervously back to Linda. She doesn't look thrilled. Cut to Richard.
Fine. Are we getting there?
Nearly. Harlan's nurse. She was at the party in a professional capacity.
Blanc begins idly playing with a silver dollar.
Marta?
Interior living room, night of the party. The family is engaged in animated discussion. Marta standing on the outskirts.
I guess. Harlan hired her to be around, take care of whatever medical needs popped up, but really, she's like a part of the family.
Richard beckons with his cake, calls Marta into the discussion, into the circle of the family.
Good kid, been a good friend to Harlan. Her family's from Paraguay. I know Linda likes her work ethic.
Interior library.
Immigrants. We get the job done.
Wagner gives him a smile to show he got the reference. Cut to Linda back in the chair.
May I just, and then I'll receive. But as a self-made man myself, I have to express my admiration for what you followed in your father's footsteps.
Thank you.
The whole family, too. Johnny with her fangs, Walt with his publishing empire.
Well,
Blanc pauses,
yes.
doesn't push anything, just waits a moment.
Yes. I mean, Walt, yeah. He's done well with what Dad's given him, but it's not the same. I built my company up from nothing, like Dad. Walt, not like it matters, but he was sort of adrift. Dad gave him the job, but really Dad hands him a book twice a year and Walt publishes it. I mean, it's different.
But surely, Walt runs merchandising, adaptations, film, and television rights.
Linda squints, narrowing her eyes on Blanc, softly.
Are you baiting me, detective? You know he doesn't. And you think I'm dumb enough to be baited into talking family business, into shit-talking my brother in front of a state trooper and police detective.
Richard in the chair.
Walt doesn't run shit. There are no film or TV rights. Harlan's never allowed any adaptations of his book. He hates the idea.
No.
Oh, yeah. It drives Walt nuts, because that's where the real money's at. When he gets a little Irish courage in him, he'll get into it with Harlan.
Did he get into it at the party?
Oh, my God.
Interior living room, night of the party. Walt, with the drink in his hand, has cornered Harlan. Richard watches across the room as Walt goes from arguing to pleading.
He wouldn't leave him alone. Poor Harlan had to give him the hook.
Harlan has had enough. He takes Walt's arms and leads him into the drawing room for a private talk.
I didn't hear what he said, but he must have really handed him his lunch. Walt was like a wounded puppy the rest of the night.
Interior library. Walt in the chair, indignant.
What? Richard said what? Jesus. No, we didn't get into it.
I'm just trying to get an accurate impression. Harlan took you aside at the party. Then when you returned, you were tased. What did Harlan say to you?
Walt starts to open his mouth, hesitates. Off his frightened face, we flashback. Interior drawing room, night of the party. Walt, drunk. Harlan, guiding him firmly into the shadows.
If you'll just look at the Netflix guys, their business affairs sent over something. Hard numbers this time. And I think this is a window. It's not just going to last, and you should take a look at the numbers. Dad, did you put me in charge of our books? Let me be in charge. Let me do this, please.
They're not our books, son. They're my books. And this is not how I wanted to have this conversation, but you're right. It's unfair of me to keep you tethered to something that isn't yours to control.
What?
I've done you a grave disservice all these years. I've kept you from building something that's yours. You are not going to run the publishing house anymore.
Dad, are you firing me?
We'll talk about the details tomorrow, but my mind's made up.
Harlan squeezes his arm, then leaves him shell-shocked. Tira library. Back to Walt's hesitating face. The briefest of moments has passed. Walt lies.
We talked. We had a business discussion about ebooks. Jesus, it was nothing. You want to talk about an argument? Hell, Ransom had an argument with them.
Ransom, Richard and Linda's son?
Look, we love Ransom. He has a good heart. We love him. But he's always been the black sheep of the family. And I'm not, I keep stuff like this in the family. But with Ransom, he's never had a job. He lives beyond his means. Parties, drugs, I don't know. But Dad supports him financially. They've got this love-hate bond. They fight. But that night, God, they had a blowout.
About what?
Interior living room, night of the party. The family having a conversation. Everyone but Harlan, Jacob, and Ransom. It grinds to a halt as through the door to Harlan's study in district shouting booms.
I don't know. Nobody can make it out. But it was huge. And it was strange they went into another room to do it. They usually love stoking up drama in front of the family.
Ransom bursts out of the doors and storms out of the party, past Great Nana.
Ransom? Are you leaving?
Interior library, Richard in the chair.
You're getting into it. You were at the house earlier, at the caterer setup. Did you converse with Harlan at that time?
He was there. I'm sure we spoke.
In his study?
I don't think so.
I questioned the caterer this morning. She didn't see you helping her staff, but she did hear Harlan in a screaming match with someone that afternoon in his study.
I don't... A screaming match? No. Joni was there early too. Maybe it was her. Ask her.
Those were two male voices?
Interior hallway, day of party. A caterer walks through with a platter. Pauses. Hears shouting through the wall.
Harlan, shouted the praise.
You tell her or I will.
Interior library.
You tell her or I will. Bells ringing?
For just a split second, Richard considers what he is going to say. In the second, we flash back. Interior small study, day of party. Harlan showing Richard photos on a laptop. Long lens photos of Richard kissing a woman who is not Linda. Richard glares at it. Harlan turns an old baseball over in his hands.
This is none of your goddamn business, Harlan. Stay out of my marriage.
Harlan holds up a sealed small envelope with flowery embroidery, L written on the front.
I know my daughter. She'd want to know. I put it all in this letter to her. Tomorrow, she gets it.
I'm warning you once. Don't do this.
She deserves
like hell.
to know, and you're going to tell her.
Harlan slams the baseball down on the desk.
You tell her or I will.
Interior library. Back to Richard. He grins, snaps his fingers.
Yes. I know, yes. So, Harlan decided to finally put his mom in a nursing home, which Linda always opposed. And I was going to wait till we were back home in Boston to tell her, so there wouldn't be a whole scene. But Harlan wanted me to tell her right then. That was it. Sorry, forgot.
Happened.
Joni in the chair.
The house?
Early. Richard said you were there.
I was at the house early.
See Harlan.
To see Harlan? Yes.
Joni stops, smelling something in the air. She's about to ask about it, but...
What would you see Harlan about?
It was just a mix-up with the payment for Meg's tuition.
I'm sorry to press, but what kind of mix?
Joni hesitates. We flash back. Interior, small study, day of party. Harlan at his desk, toying with the same old baseball. This is a thing he does at his desk. Joni standing, arms crossed.
The school hasn't got the check yet. I don't know why Alan didn't mail it.
Alan didn't mail it because he got a discrepancy. Alan's office has been wiring tuition directly to the school, as per your request, but Phyllis's office that handles your yearly allowance has been wiring the tuition money directly to you as well, as per your request. You've been double dipping Meg's tuition, stealing from me. $100,000 a year for the past 4 years.
Harlan shows Joni a letter from his business manager with transaction receipts attached.
Alan, I don't know how this mix-up happened, but...
Harlan opens his ledger, hand writes a check.
I'm writing this tuition check. Then that is the last money you, or Meg, will get from me.
Huh? Harlan, come on.
Joni, this money has propped you up and kept Meg in a Peter Pan state of perpetual nonsense majors. I know it'll hurt, but it's for the best.
Joni's speechless, her face frozen. Harlan puts the baseball down and detaches a check, holds it out to her.
My mind's made up.
Interior library. Back to Joni. She shakes her head.
Just a money wiring issue with the office at the school. So I had to ask Harlan to cut a check for this semester. No big deal.
Oh, just checking. Ha! Checking.
Blanc is incredibly pleased with this pun.
Why don't we take a breather?
Interior foyer, day. Joni comes out into the foyer from the library, obviously rattled. She pulls it together quick when Linda comes down the stairs.
Joni, you haven't seen Richard, have you?
No, I was just in with the... No.
Interior, small study.
Richard?
Alone, Richard waits very still for Linda's footsteps to walk away. Then when he knows she's not coming in, he furtively rifles through the desk drawers, finding various ridiculous ephra. He finds a small locked drawer, jimmies it open with a letter opener. Inside, the small pink envelope Harlan threatened him with in his flashback. He rips it open, pulls out the card inside. It is blank. Richard almost laughs, drops it onto the desk. He spots Harlan's old baseball, grabs it, spitefully chucks it out the open window. Exterior, side of house, day. Blanc, Elliot, and Wagner stroll through the wide lawn beside the house. Blanc ignites a long, thin cigar.
Maybe I'm a victim of my own success, or my own expectations. But when the great Benoit Blanc knocks on my door, I expect it's going to be for something, if not extraordinary, at least interesting. This is an open and shut case of suicide. And Benny, we're at the point where I need to know what we're doing here.
Blanc notices the old baseball lying in the grass. He picks it up idly.
The method. Throat slit. Typical of suicide?
Dramatic. Distracts. The guy lived a clue board.
Interior foyer. Marta sits alone across from a portrait of Harlan. Muffled voices out on the patio. Cigar smoke drifts by outside. She creeps over to the glass door, puts her ear to it.
You asked me to drag all these good people back for questioning, go over it all again. I don't get it. This is a pleasant family with the usual quarrels, but no possible motives for murder. Where are you going?
At that moment, Blanc's face appears right next to Marta, staring right at her through the distorted glass. She yelps and falls back. Exterior patio. Blanc opens the glass door. Marta steps back sheepishly, but with a warm nod. Blanc beckons her for her to join them.
Marta's strongest nurse, Martha.
Cabrera.
Marta Cabrera.
Miss Cabrera, we'll be with you soon if you'll just wait.
Miss Cabrera, I did a little poking. You're hired on a part-time basis as a registered nurse, yes?
Yeah, I don't work for a VNA. Harlan hired me directly.
And you paid a flat rate for how many hours a week?
15.
And how many hours a week do you actually work?
It depends.
Many more than 15, yes? Why?
I started at 15, but slowly he needed more help.
Medical help?
He needed a friend.
Blanc smiles at the goal, genuinely touched.
Does having a kind heart make you a good nurse? Or do people assume your heart is kind because you're good at your job? I'm musing, you don't have to answer that. And you care for him?
I did. I cared for him. I never really had a relationship with my dad, I guess, the way Harlan.
Sorry, how long did you care for him, I meant?
5 years.
Fun.
Yes, Martha, we were just discussing possible motives in the family. I suspect Harlan has told you much unfiltered truth about each of them, and also that you are not the type to betray his confidence, so I'd like to know if you're a good liar.
No. Everything right physically, I'm sorry, this is gross. If I even think about telling a lie, I start to throw up.
Really? Is Richard having an affair?
Marta is stunned. She flashes back to exterior patio, day, flashback. She reads. Harlan sits at a laptop, heavy with sadness.
Why do men instinctively pull at loose threads on their parachutes?
What?
Harlan spins the laptop towards her. The Richard photos. Exterior patio, day. Back to our scene. Marta looks queasy, tries to stall.
Richard? Fair?
Yes or no will do it.
She struggles, her jaw clenched, face working hard, then attempts.
No.
And immediately vomits into a nearby.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
They all rush to her. Blanc brings water, awfully concerned.
Dear girl, I'm sorry. I assume you were speaking figuratively.
Blanc takes the shortest acceptable beat of concern before turning to Elliot.
But I was obviously right. Richard is having an affair. His father-in-law found out and confronted him. You tell her, or I will.
Even if it's true, you okay?
Marta gives a weak thumbs up, recovering.
Oh, you didn't highlight this line. Even if it's true, protecting his marriage is weak sauce as a motive.
Well, and then there is Joni.
Joni? Lifestyle guru Joni? No. Harlan was supporting her and her daughter. She had the opposite of motive.
Marta tries to quietly slip back into the house.
And if that support was threatened, Miss Cabrera, one moment, please.
I'm just going to get some scope.
Miss Cabrera, was Harlan planning on cutting off Joni's allowance?
Off Marta's oh god no face. Interior study, day, flashback. Harlan looking at the letter from his business manager with the transaction receipts. He sighs heavily.
What's up?
When does a lifeline become a noose?
A moose?
He hands her the letter.
No, not a moose.
Exterior patio, day. Marta's face works against impending nausea.
Okay, don't answer that if you're going to puke, please.
But Blanc presses.
That's it. Harlan pays the school directly. Joni sends this money to her. Both were true. She was pocketing the double payment. Harlan found out and cut her off without a cent. Yes? No?
Marta starts to shake her head no, but her throat convulses. She nods. Blanc hands her a glass of water.
Wagner!
She bumps him up, and she bumps him off her inheritance? Come on. Have you seen her Instagram? She's Hamptons with Gwyneth.
I don't buy that she killing over an allowance, Blanc. She has her business. More weak sauce.
Blanc idly scratches a spot on the side of his neck.
I'll grant you, but she lied to me. All three of them did.
3.
Walter.
The value of Thrumby's books for film and TV, now Walter can cash in. Again, though, for patricide, it's weak.
Yeah, but there was something else. Harlan turned to Walter before regarding film rights. But that night, something Harlan said shook him. We look at the pattern. Harlan was cleaning the house. I wonder, Martha, did he plan to fire Walter?
Okay, Blanc.
On.
If he did, he didn't tell me. Thank God. Can I wait inside? I don't feel like I should be here.
Yeah, but stay close.
She steps back in, grateful. Blanc to Elliot.
Been very patient, my friend. And you are right. None of these weak alibis and domestic squabbles answer your question. Why is Benoit Blanc here? But now I will tell you why. I'm here because this morning someone dodged one very important question.
Who?
Me. Linda asked who hired me.
So who hired you?
I don't know. An envelope of cash showed up in my apartment yesterday with news clippings of Trombley's death.
An envelope of cash? That worked?
Blanc indicates with his fingers, several inches thick.
An envelope of cash.
I like that for evidence.
course.
Blanc hands him an empty envelope and news clipping. Elliot arches an eyebrow, doesn't push it.
So somebody suspects foul play, but goes through with this cha-cha dance of hierarchy, of staying anonymous. Why? It makes no damn sense. Compels me, though. Walk me through everyone's whereabouts at the time of that.
Elliot hesitates, but Blanc's got him hooked. He flips open his notebook. Blanc leans back, closes his eyes.
The party broke up at 11:30. Everyone stayed the night at the house because they planned a family breakfast the next morning.
Interior, second floor landing, night of party. Marta and Harlan vanish up the stairs towards the third floor, while Richard and Linda head into the bedroom right next to the stairs. Down the hallway, Joni waves and ducks into another bedroom.
Marta took Harlan upstairs to give him his meds. Richard and Linda and Joni went right to bed. Now, we do have this. The stairs leading up to Harlan's bedroom and his attic office creak horribly.
Interior, Richard and Linda's guest room, night of the party. Richard sleeps deep. Linda sleeps lightly.
And Linda is the light sleeper, so we know every time someone took the stairs that night.
Interior, Joni and Meg's guest room, night of party. Joni has decorated the room with colorful silks and candles. She is in lotus position on a bed, meditating.
The first was when Joni heard a kathunk from somewhere above her in the house.
Kathunk. Joni looks up at the ceiling. Interior, second floor landing, night of party. Joni trots down the hall and up the creaky stairs.
Worried about Harlan, she went to check on him, waking Linda.
Interior, Richard and Linda's guest room, night of party. Creak, creak, creak. From outside, Linda's eyes pop open. Interior, third floor landing, night of party. Joni knocks on the door of Harlan's attic office. It opens, and Harlan answers. In the room behind him, we see Marta, her back turned, preparing a hypo needle.
Harlan was in the attic office with Marta. He explained that they had just knocked the go board over, that game with the grid and the stones. They play it every night, and he was fine. Go to bed. So she does.
The spilled go board on the floor. Joni kisses Harlan on the cheek, goes. He shuts the door. Interior, Richard and Linda's guest room, night of party. Linda has just gotten back to sleep.
10 minutes later, Linda is woken a second time by Marta leaving.
Creak, creak, creak. Linda wakes, supremely annoyed.
Wait, I'm leaving now.
Exterior, front porch, night of party. Walt and Jacob sit up on the porch. Walt with his cigar, Jacob with his phone. Marta trots through, saying goodbye.
Walt was smoking a cigar on the porch with his son. He saw her leave and drive off and noticed the time, midnight.
Walt glances at his watch, midnight. Interior, Richard and Linda's guest room, night of party. Linda with a pillow over her head.
15 minutes later, Linda is woken for a third and final time by someone coming down the stairs.
Creak, creak, creak. Linda wakes. You've got to be kidding me. Exterior, front porch, night of party. Walt, still smoking with Jacob, spots Harlan through the glazed glass, coming down the stairs in the foyer.
Harlan, who came down for a midnight snack, which Walt tried to discourage.
Dad, go to bed.
Through the glazed glass, Harlan goes back up the stairs.
This is at 12:15. Based on this time, the medical examiner determined the time of death between 12:15 and 2 a.m. As Walt was finishing a cigar about 12:30 and Meg came home, she went straight to bed. Walt and Jacob turned into shortly after that.
Meg pulls up, trots past Walt and Jacob and inside. Interior, Joni and Meg's guest room, night of party. Meg stirs, wakes. Joni is asleep.
Sometime later that night, undetermined but possibly near 3 a.m., Meg woke up because the dogs were barking outside. She used the bathroom and went back to bed.
Exterior patio, day. Elliot snaps the notebook closed.
That's it. Everyone's stories match, every movement accounted for.
There is no other staircase up to Harlan's rooms.
Blanc scratches that same spot on the side of his neck.
No, just a creaky one.
And Linda is certain that another trip it would have woke her.
You got a bad rash there.
The spot on his neck. Blanc seems intrigued by this.
Why? Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
So I guess we can rule out Ransom. He wasn't there. And Marta, Harlan was alive after she left, but Meg got home during the time of the death window.
He said it was a suicide. Harlan hit both both carotids. He took no chances, and the significant splatter patterns are unbroken, meaning nobody was near him when it happened. It's basically impossible for anyone but Harlan to have cut his throat.
Physical evidence can tell a clear story with a forked tongue.
What?
And as we've seen this morning, all people can lie. Well, almost all.
Interior library, late afternoon. Marta in the chair. She shifts, uncomfortable. Blanc, Elliot, and Wagner in the normal places.
Miss Cabrera, we kept you waiting all afternoon because I wanted to hear from you last. I wanted the entire picture of an evening in my head. Your piece of it is as very center. So please, take your time. If you took Mr. Tromley upstairs at 11:30 and left at midnight, think very carefully and with as much detail as possible, tell us what happened in that half hour.
Marta is very still. A moment of silence. Blanc flips his silver dollar into the air. She does not say a word, but in that moment, while the coin hangs in the air, we flash back with her to interior Harlan's bedroom. Night. Flashback. The night of the party. Clock on her nightstand. 11:32. Off screen, we hear Marta leading Harlan up the creaky stairs.
Up, 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 up. You got it?
I got it. Up, up, up. I got it.
Marta enters the room, and behind her, we see Harlan keep climbing up the narrow stairs to his office.
Up, up. No, no, not tonight. No, straight to bed tonight. It's so late. Come on. Harlan. Harlan.
She grabs a med kit from the bedroom and follows him, exasperated. Interior, Harlan Thrombey's study. Night. Flashback. Harlan sits, setting up a go board. Marta enters.
It's late. I had champagne. No, no, no.
It's my birthday. We are here. You had one glass. We're not breaking tradition on my birthday.
Marta puts up 2 vials and a pill box on the go board. She pulls out 2 plastic-wrapped hypodermics.
Take your goddamn medicine and go to bed.
If you're going to put that vile shit in me, you will have to earn it on my birthday. 85th. So old. So old.
All right, old man. 8 by 8 game.
She sits and they start clacking white and black stones on the board.
Why can't I beat you at this game?
Because I'm not playing to beat you. I'm playing to build a beautiful pattern.
They play fast and Marta is obviously winning.
Elder abuse. I'm calling the AARP.
Don't make me get the belt.
It's basically over. My only hope is if that an earthquake will strike, but what are the chances?
Harlan starts shaking the table with his knee. He looks around, startled. Marta just stares at him, deadpan.
Get under the door frame.
He tips a whole table on the go board, and med vials and syringe and med kit fall to the soft rug. Things spill out of the kit, a mess. Marta just shakes her head.
Meds, then beds.
Fair.
He retrieves the vials and loads of a syringe from one of them. Harlan rolls up his sleeve, revealing a pre-inserted catheter. She causes to close her own small window.
Ugh. While smoking a cigar on the porch. Nasty things.
How was tonight?
She hooks the syringe up to the catheter and slowly injects him bit by bit while he talks.
Tonight was good.
Because I know you weren't looking forward to it.
No, but I did it. Cut the line on all 4 of them. It was not an easy thing. This goddamn fortune. Sometimes I think everything I've given my family, I've done maybe without knowing it, maybe to keep them beneath me. I should have, maybe, I don't know, encouraged Walt to write his own stories, not just be a caretaker for mine. Like you said I should, been a father, not just a provider, to Joni. Like you've also said, and I should have been kinder to Linda and Ransom.
Harlan takes a curved ornamental dagger from a display mount, turns it over in his hands.
Jesus, there's so much of me in that kid. Confident, stupid, I don't know, protected, playing life like a game without consequences, till we can't tell a stage prop from a real knife.
He steps it into the desk, sharp and real, leaves it there.
I don't fear death, but God, I'd like to fix some of this before I go. Close the book with a flourish. I guess we'll see.
Yes, we will. Hey, old man, I've had a long day. Let's do drugs.
She loads the second syringe from the second vial.
Is that the good stuff?
Yeah, but just a tiny bit.
Send me to La La Land. Why did I wait till I was in my mid-80s to become a morphine user? This stuff's the best.
She pulls the needle from the second vial, then sees the label, freezes, blinks at it.
Oh my God.
She snatches up the first vial she just injected him from, Compares the label to the one she just picked up. They're similar, but not the same.
Is there a problem?
This is what I just gave you 100 milligrams of, but I messed up.
You gave me 100 milligrams of the good stuff?
She immediately pulls an emergency kit from a nearby shelf, starts calmly but quickly going through its contents.
What's the good stuff dosage supposed to be?
Let's not call it that right now. 3 milligrams.
That's much less. So what happens?
I give you an emergency shot of naloxone so that you don't die in 10 minutes.
Well, no pressure. You know, that's an interesting, efficient method for murder. I need to write that down.
He gets a little notebook and scribbles while she checks and rechecks the kit contents with increasing urgency.
So if someone switched the meds on purpose, I'd be dead in 10 minutes. Like stone cold dead?
You'll feel symptoms in 5. Sweats, disorientation. Then, yeah, that big dose injected within 10, your respiratory, yes, 10 minutes.
From the time of injection. So 8-ish now. And even if the victim called an ambulance when he first felt symptoms, if he was at a country home like this one, where an ambulance would take 15 minutes to arrive, it would be too late. If the victim didn't have this emergency Nexo stuff.
He watches her. She's now digging around the carpet, looking under the couch. She dumps the entire contents of the kit out and now frantically going through it. A bead of sweat rolls down Harlan's brow.
Marta, do you have the Nexo stuff?
Yes, naloxone, yes, it comes with the emergency kit. It should be here. Fuck! No, Harlan, it's not here. It's not. Oh my god.
They look at each other for a second. She's panicked. He's fainting.
Where's my phone? Shit.
She picks up the landline phone on the table, dials 911 with shaking hands. Before it can even ring, the line goes dead. She looks unbelieving. Harlan's fingers on the cradle. His eyes are locked with hers, serious and certain.
Harlan, what are you doing?
Marta, listen to me.
Harlan, we need to. Are you crazy? We need to call. They need to get here. I need to.
Stop, Marta. Listen. There isn't time to stop now. Now stop.
She goes for a cell phone across the room, and Harlan stops her. They trip and fall to the ground with a ka-thunk.
What are you doing? Are you nuts?
Marta, it's too late. It is over. It's too late. I am dead. Listen.
He actually puts his hand over her mouth.
Listen. If what you said is true, I'm gone. There's no saving me. We have 6 minutes. There's one last thing I need to do in this world, and only you can help me do it. But you need to trust me and do everything I say.
What do you want to do?
Get you out of this. Think of your mom. Please trust me. We have to make this look ironclad, like it can't have been your fault. You can't have done this.
My mom.
Creak on the stairs outside.
Get up.
A knock on the door.
Harlan? Marta? Everything all right?
Harlan and Marta stand. She's dazed, deer in the headlights, but he's focused and sharp. He turns her away from the door.
Stand here, keep your back to me, don't say a word.
Harlan opens the door. While he gets rid of Joni, we stick with Marta, who stands stock still, tears running down her face, eyes wild. What does she do?
Joni.
Hi, I heard something. Is everything okay?
Oh, yes, it's just, I knocked over the go board. Sorry about that.
Everything's all right?
Yes, all fine. Go to bed, Joni.
Okay. And maybe we can talk tomorrow about the thing with...
Yes, tomorrow.
Love you. Night.
Night.
Harlan shuts the door, looks at the knife still sticking in the desk, then takes Marta's shoulders, looks in her eyes.
Your mom is still undocumented. If this is your fault, she'll be found out and at best deported. Your family will be broken.
A new kind of fear in Marta's eyes.
Oh, God.
But we're not going to let that happen. I have a plan. It's not going to be easy, but you have to do exactly what I tell you. Will you do this for me, Marta? This last thing? For me. And for your family. Will you please?
She's terrified, but she nods. Exterior front porch, night of the party. Flashback. Walt smoking and Jacob.
Go downstairs as noisily as you can and say goodbye loudly.
Walt, I'm leaving.
Marta exits quickly down to her car.
Call attention to the time if you can.
God, it's almost midnight.
Walt checks his watch. Interior Marta's car at night. Flashback. She drives out the guard gate and down the private road.
Drive out the gate, then to avoid the security cameras, pull off the road before the carved elephant.
Up ahead, a weathered wood carved elephant statue.
Wait, was it before or after?
After the carved elephant.
No, he said before. Was it?
Be after for the carved elephant.
Shit.
She yanks her wheel and pulls off before the statue. Exterior woods, night. Flashback. Marta trudges away from the parked car, tree branches catching her hair.
Park and come back on foot up to the house.
God damn it, Harlan.
Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side gate, night. Flashback. A waist-high stone wall with a little pedestrian gate. The house up ahead. Marta goes through the gate and up towards the house.
Take the sawyard path through that little gate.
The dogs sprint down the moonlit garden from the house towards Marta.
The dogs will know you. They shouldn't bark.
The dogs stop at Marta and lick her hand. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side yard, night. Flashback. Marta looks up the side of the looming house. A sturdy trellis on the wall. And high above, a third-story window.
You've got to get up to the third floor without being seen. And the only way is to climb the side trellis and come in through the trick hall window.
You've got to be kidding me.
I am not. Do it.
Cut 2, moments later, Marta climbing the trellis. It's easy going until a piece breaks under her foot. She swings for a second by one hand.
And for God's sakes, don't make any noise.
Interior, third floor landing, night. Flashback. What appears to be a dead-end hallway with a painting at the end. But suddenly the end wall swings away like a door, revealing a window behind it. Marta heaves her way in through it and steps lightly into Harlan's bedroom.
Once you're inside, this is the tricky part.
This is the tricky part?
Interior, Harlan's bedroom, night. Flashback. Get my robe and cap. Oh.
Get my robe and cap from the bedroom and put them on.
Picks him up from the bed. Stops. A moment of doubt. Interior, Harlan Thrombey's study. Night. Flashback. Back to the scene with Harlan. Marta stops him.
Harlan, this is...
Suspicion is going to fall on you, and we need to make this so airtight, your average cop will entirely dismiss you as a suspect. This seems crazy, but it will work.
Interior, Harlan's bedroom. Night. Flashback. Marta is in the robe, pulling on the cap on, tucking her hair under it.
Now go downstairs.
Interior, second floor landing. Night at party. Flashback. Marta, in Harlan's robe and cap, creeps down the creaky stairs and keeps going.
Walt and Jacob are smoking outside. They'll see you.
Interior, foyer. Night at party. Flashback. Marta comes down the stairs and sees the outline of Walt and Jacob outside through the glazed windows.
Through the glazed window.
She holds her breath, a deer in the headlights.
Dad, go to bed.
Marta heads back up the stairs.
You were seen leaving, the security cameras show you driving off, and 20 minutes later, I'm seen alive and well by my son.
Interior, second floor landing. Night. Marta climbs down the creaky stairs.
You've gone from suspect number 1 to an impossibility.
Interior, Harlan's bedroom. Night. Marta ducks in, ditching the robe and cap on the bed. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side yard. Night. Marta shimmies down the last of the trellis.
Leave the way you came and don't be seen.
She hops to the ground, then freezes and almost shouts. She's facing a darkened first floor window, wide open, and inside it, staring right at her, is Great Nana. Marta is frozen. Great Nana isn't moving either, just has her eyes locked on Marta. After what seems like forever, Great Nana cocks her head slightly and asks,
Ransom, are you back again already?
Marta breathes and backs away, then turns and goes quickly down across the lawn.
Drive home. Sometime in the next few days, the police will question you.
Interior, Harlan Thrombey's study. Night. Back to Harlan and Marta.
Harlan, I can't lie, I'll puke.
Don't lie. Tell fragments of the truth, in this exact order.
Interior library, late afternoon. Blanc catches his coin. Lieutenant Elliot and Trooper Wagner look up at Marta, expecting. Just a brief moment has passed since we left them.
I took him upstairs. We played our nightly game of Go. At some point, he knocked the board over and Joni came up to check on us. Then I gave him pain medication. He pulled his shoulder last week and left him in his study. At midnight, said bye to Walt, went home.
What medication did he get?
Marta chooses her words very carefully.
Since his injury, I've been giving him a 100 milligram IV push of Toradol, non-narcotic analgesic, and to help him sleep, 3 milligrams of morphine.
Anything unusual about his demeanor?
Uh-oh. Marta keeps it solid. Superhuman effort.
No.
The three men nod. Blanc holds Marta's gaze. She holds it right back. Then he smiles.
Well, that sounds about right. Thank you, Mr. Bear.
Interior foyer. Moments later. Marta walks calmly out of the library. Then across the foyer into the small door. Interior, half bath. Marta walks in, closes the door behind her, locks it, turns on both the taps, and pukes into the toilet. Interior living room. Night. Harlan Thornby. His portrait with his ambiguous look on his face. Marta, soda water in hand at the reception that night, staring shell-shocked at Harlan. The reception for friends of the family, tables of food, 20 or 30 people milling in dark, tasteful clothes with the whole Thornby family. A tearful Fran is corner Marta, talks through sobbing.
I don't think he killed himself. I don't. There's this Hallmark movie, Deadly by Surprise, where Danica McKellar plays a wife who gets poisoned by her husband, but bit by bit, so she thinks she's going crazy, and she ends up killing herself. And my cousin, who's the receptionist at the medical examiner's office, says that kind of thing can totally happen. She says it's not like even like 3% as crazy as stuff she's seen come through the...
As Fran's talking, Marta looks at the room of family members gathered around talking. She flashes back to interior living room, night of party. Flashback, night of the party. Harlan and Ransom go off together to have a private talk, leaving the family having a heated conversation in the living room.
I don't like him. No, he's an asshole, but maybe an asshole's what we needed.
Oh God, he's an asshole. What Germany needed in 1930 ever.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Marta stays on the out.
Mark's taking over the narrator, John.
Stays on the outskirts.
Screw you, Mike.
Champagne flutes.
Jesus. I'm going to disappear until the politics talk is done. You want some champers?
No, I'm technically working. Thanks.
Marta checks her watch. Meanwhile, Donna, who's had a few, is tearing into the family fight.
We're losing our way of life and our culture. There's millions of Mexicans coming, and this isn't Joni. Don't.
Oh God, really? Yeah, it's not a race thing yet.
Don't make this a race thing. I'd say the same thing if they were European immigrants.
Oh yeah, if the Swiss were clogging in the streets, they're putting
they own what's ours.
children in cages. I mean, there are camps.
Nobody's saying that isn't bad, but I blame the parents.
For wanting a better life for their kids? Isn't that what America...
No, for breaking the law. You're going to hate hearing this, but it's true. America is for Americans. Marta, come here.
Richard beckons her over, waving his cake plate. We've seen this moment before, silent during Richard's questioning.
Oh God, don't.
Marta is drawn over next to Richard, very uncomfortable.
No. Marta, your family came from Uruguay, but you did it right. She did it legally, I'm saying. You work hard, and you'll earn your share from the ground up, just like Dad and all of us did. Marta, I bet you agree with me.
Leave the poor girl alone.
No. Marta, do you agree? I'd like you to answer. You want to become an American. There are legal ways to do it. But if you break the law, it doesn't matter if you have a good heart. You gotta face the consequences.
At that moment, booming shouts begin behind the study door. Harlan and Ransom going at it. Ransom bursts out. Marta takes the opportunity to slip into the hallway alone. She breathes hard, takes the champagne flute from the tray, drinks it in one gulp. Interior living room, night. End flashback. Marta in the same spot. Fran still talking with her ear off. The room sways. Marta sucks in breath, sways, and braces herself against the wall.
Oh my God, Marta, what?
Meg runs over, rubs her back.
Whoa, hey, come here. Hey, do you want water? Breathe. Hey, Fran, have you still got your stash?
Interior drawing room, night. Empty and dark, fireplace blazing. By the fireplace is an ornate mantle clock. Fran uses a key to unlock one of several tiny drawers hidden in its face, takes out a joint, and hands it to Meg.
Take them whenever you need them. They're just drying out since you gave me that jewel.
Thanks, Fran.
Fran leaves him alone.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Stop saying you're sorry, Jesus.
Meg lights a joint.
God, my heart won't stop. I can't. Just everything, no. Thank you.
She refuses a joint, then realizes where it came from.
It's where Fran keeps her stash.
Whoever opens the clock. Wait.
Interior living room. Walt yells at a non-responsive bored great Nana.
Do you want dinner? Nana? Dinner? To eat?
Walt, she's
Eat?
fine. She ate the whole salmon spread already.
Meg grabs Walt, pulls him to Marta.
Did you tell Marty yet what we all talked about?
No, not yet. Is now a good time?
Good time, right now.
Marta, over and are you smoking grass?
No.
We talked it over and the whole family, we want to take care of you.
What does that mean?
We all think you deserve something.
Financially, we want to help you out. You were never anything but good to Dad. Because of that, you can count on us.
Walt embraces her. Meg puts a hand on her back. Over Walt's shoulder, Marta sees Harlan's portrait again. Has its expression changed? It looks like it has a slight conspiratorial smile. Marta breathes. Maybe this is all going to be okay.
I thought you should have been at the funeral, by the way. I was outvoted.
Exterior, side porch. Night. Later. Marta comes out to get some air, exhales deeply, and then jumps. She's not alone. Benoit Blanc sits in a wicker chair in the dark, smoking a long, thin cigar.
Well, detective. You're still here?
Mm-hmm.
Silence. Blanc smokes and stares at Marta. Marta shifts.
Did you know Harlan?
Knew my father, who was a police detective years ago.
So that's why you're here?
Here? No. I stayed hoping to speak to you a little more. Something is afoot with this whole affair. I know it, and I believe you know it.
So you're going to keep digging?
Harlan's detectives, they dig. They rifle and root, truffle pigs. I anticipate the terminus of Gravity's Rainbow.
Gravity's Rainbow.
It's a novel.
I know. I haven't read it.
Neither have I. Nobody. But I like the title. It describes the path of a projectile, determined by natural law. Voila, my method. I observe the facts without biases of my head or heart. I determine the arc's path, stroll leisurely to its terminus, and the truth falls at my feet. The medical examiner was ready to rule this a suicide, but Elliot agreed to keep it pending for 48 hours. Tomorrow morning, I search the grounds of the house, begin my investigation. I want you to be by my side, my confidant, my eyes and ears.
What, but why me?
I trust your kind heart. Also, you are the only one who had nothing to gain from Harlan's death. So, Watson.
Blank puts out a cigar, stands.
You want my insight into this family? None of them are murderers. That's my insight.
And yet, be it cruel or comforting, this machine unerringly arrives at the truth. That's what it does.
Always?
He does a little bow.
Tomorrow at 8.
Marta watches him go. Interior, Cabrera living room. Night. Marta gets home. Her mom is on the couch, zoning out in front of the TV, still in her cleaning uniform. Without a word, Marta sits next to her, stares at the TV. Off her eyes, we flashback with her. Interior, Harlan Thrombey's study. Night. Flashback.
I know I've missed something. There's going to be something I missed. But I know you can beat it. Without losing your soul, you have to do what you have to do to beat this and win.
Can't.
You can. And you have to. For me. Right now.
She's out the door and he shuts it. Interior, outside Harlan's attic, office door. Night. Flashback. Marta stands frozen. Soft voices of Walt and Jacob float up from downstairs. She turns back to the door. Silence. Moments going by. Shit. Can she do this? Shit. No. She turns and pushes back into the office. Interior, Harlan Thrombey's study. Night. Flashback.
Harlan, I have to get you help.
Narrator.
Where the hell are we?
Take a
Hold
drink.
on.
We forgot that rule, Robert. Whenever
Yeah.
someone misses their line, you gotta take a drink.
Oh, yes.
Reclining
Where are
on the
you,
couch
Jake?
in the middle
Or,
of the room.
not fucking Jake.
Or
Zach,
not
where are you at?
Dagger, used to throw.
I'm a beer for.
Do what I
Four.
Do what I say, and everything's gonna be okay, Marta. I promise.
She makes a move to stop him, and with one quick motion, he draws a dagger across her throat. Blood sprays. She leaps back, hands to her mouth, spins, and leaves the room, closing the door behind her. Exterior, third floor landing, night. Flashback. Breathing hard, silent crying. Then her breathing slows, her brain taking over, resolve settling. The dice are thrown. She wipes her eyes, then bounds down the stairs out of frame.
Well, I'm leaving now.
Interior, Cabrera living room. Back to Marta and her mom on the couch. She puts her hand on Mom's knee.
Everything's going to be okay. I promise.
I know.
I go back to watching TV, but Marta's mind is buzzing. On her white sneaker we see, but she does not, one single drop of blood. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, guard gate, morning. The gate is open. Marta's car pulls up just inside it. The small guardhouse next to the gate. Blanc, Elliot, and Wagner outside of it. Blanc waves to her. Interior, guardhouse. Thrombey's security man, Mr. Prufrock, guides them into the cramped, dusty space. Prufrock is old and salty. He shows them old photos of the house, stuck to a steel fridge with big, brightly colored fruit magnets. I think the person we're missing is coming in right now.
I was gonna say I thought this was Boatman's line.
Yeah, Boatman, we're on 59 for Mr. Prufrock.
Okay, sorry, my connection timed out, but I was waiting here for like.
Does that count as a shot or?
Yeah, take a drink. Not a shot. Jesus Christ. I'm taking a sip of a 4.5.
So you ready for me to
sour.
start?
Yeah.
Is it from?
What'd you say, Bowman?
Yes, Bowman. We're ready for your close-up.
Bob, are you just drinking Pepsi? It looks like cherry Pepsi.
I'm drinking
It's
Michelob
Red Bull?
Ultra.
Oh, no, that's worse.
All right, my internet's
I think
gone. I'm really
America's
bad right
imploding.
You're on 59.
Don't worry, it's not testing
your
great
first
for-
line for Mr. Prufrock.
now. Okay. Is my internet coming through now? Or
Yeah,
am I
yeah,
choppy?
You're good.
Very good.
Okay. 50 years I worked this estate, back when it was the Redferns. Of course, back then security meant making the rounds with a 94, keeping your ears open before all this modern technology.
Nothing in the room is newer than 1988. An 8-inch CRT monitor shows a phosphorescent live feed of the road outside the gate, and a top-loaded VHS and VCR sits next to it.
So what do you have from that night?
Glenn's hard of hearing.
What do you have from that night? What do you have from that night?
Prufrock squints at Marta, who asks him quietly.
What do you have from that night?
Well, the video here, I saved tape from that night. Usually I erase them with the magnetic degausser, but I thought better save that one because security, that's the live feed there.
Marta notices something with alarm. The video feed shows the road outside. At the top edge, you can just barely see the carved elephant that marks the gardener's utility road. She realizes Harlan said,
To avoid the security cameras, pull off the road after the carved elephant.
Marta keeps a poker face, but shit.
Can we see the tape? The tape for the night. Tape.
They want to see the tape.
Oh, sure.
Clack. The tape loads into the mechanical VCR. An impossibly grainy, smeared night vision view of the road outside the gate. Timestamp, 10:02 p.m.
It's like a Japanese horror movie.
I recorded SSLP. Gets 8 hours per tape, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Oh, can we please scan forward?
Can we scan forward?
Hold the play button down and press the FF down halfway till you feel it grind.
Wagner does. The machine makes horrible noises and the picture frizzles and frazzles, then stops and ejects.
And hold the tape down or it'll eject.
Can you guys visualize this so we can scan properly?
I'm sure we can.
Got it.
Marta grabs the tape from the VCR.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Exit woods. Day. They all hack through the overgrown gardener's path.
That wood elephant, it's a thing from his book, The Ivory Blade.
Amazing. Blanc, the grounds are lovely, but you think, what, someone broke into the house to kill Harlan? Is that why we're out here?
I think it's an unlikely but fascinating possibility. And if they did, there will be traces.
I'll take that. Thanks, ma'am.
Marta hands Wagner the VHS tape. Then she discreetly pockets something she had held in her hand next to it, a few of the bright fruit magnets from Prufrock's fridge. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side yard. The group hikes up out of the woods towards a low wall with a small pedestrian gate that leads to the east lawn. Marta is out of the front. During the following, she notices something. The earth around and under the gate is soft and bare, and clear as day, her footprints from the other night. The only ones from women's shoe, the same one she has on now. Her breath catches. Shit.
Any luck with the black sheep? What's his name?
Ransom? No, but we have an address. 10 Oak Street.
10 Oak. That's a pleasant thing to say. 10 Oak. 10 Oak.
Ugh, this mud. My boots are going to stink.
Mud. Has it rained the past week? No, nobody move. Freeze, everyone. This footbridge must not be disturbed. Oh, Martha!
Marta's already walked through the pedestrian gate and up onto the lawn, stepping in her pre-existing prints. She turns back, playing dumb.
What?
Don't stop there. Don't.
I can't hear you. What?
She trots back to them through the gate, stepping into her returning prints.
No, don't step on the. Okay.
What?
Blanc sidesteps up the gate, not stepping in the mud.
All right, Wagner, let's get the boys on this. Check for prints, tape off this area, keep it clear.
The dogs come running down the lawn, barking at the men. They tear through the gate, further messing up the mud.
Well, shit. Dogs.
Hey, boys, easy. Hey.
She pets them and they quiet down.
Best judge of characters, dog. I found that to be true.
The dogs start barking and bolt towards the house, where Richard and Linda are pulling up their Lux SUV.
They're doing the will reading at 10. Whole family will be here soon.
Elliot heads up towards the house. Blanc meanders up the lawn and Marta follows.
You've never been to a will reading.
I think it'll be like a game show. No. Imagine a community theater performance of a tax return.
They approach the side of the house. Blanc does a gentle, meandering study of the layout. Marta steals a look at the trellis she climbed. Oh no, a piece of the white lattice trellis that broke off when she was climbing, about 8 inches long, lies in the grass beneath it. Her eyes dart up. Yep, there's the broken spot. Shit.
Sweet bean.
Marta starts. Did he spot it? No, he's come face to face with Great Nana, standing stock still on the porch. She stares at him like a bird.
Good morning, Miss Trombay.
He approaches her slowly. When his back is fully turned, Marta takes her shot and kicks the piece of trellis under some thick bushes at the base of the house. Blanc and Great Nana stare at each other. Blanc gets very close to her, great sympathy in his eyes. Great Nana stares back. It's almost like they've communicated. This goes on for a little too long. Then Blanc breaks down from the trance and turns to Marta.
You think you could handle the study?
Interior, Harlan Thrombey's study. The blood is now only a subtle dark stain, but other than that, the room has been left intact from the night of the party. Marta and Wagner observe as Blanc paces the room.
Where's the medical bag?
I don't know. I left it here. I always leave it with Harlan at night.
They must have taken it into evidence. I'll check on that.
Blanc picks up the go board and sets it on the table, examines the grid.
How the go board got knocked over?
We were just goofing around.
Blanc sighs gently, turns the baseball over in his hands. Looks like this was a bust.
I'm thinking about my cat and the 2:20 train back to the city.
Blanc tips the go board over and it lands on the carpet with a neatly inaudible whomp. He stares at it, but his concentration is broken by a sharp barking outside. They go to the tiny window and look out. A dashing man in his early 30s climbs out of a vintage Porsche. The dogs go nuts, biting at his pant legs.
Let me guess.
Exterior, Thornby Estate, front drive. The man kicks off the dogs and limps towards the house. Cursing, Lieutenant Elliot and Officer Wagner step out onto the porch.
Hugh Drysdale.
Call me Ransom. My middle name. To help, call me Hugh.
I'm Lieutenant Elliot. This is Officer Wagner. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the night of.
Uh-huh.
He blows past them and into the house. Interior, living room. Walt, Donna, and Jacob, nose in his phone, sits around the room. Linda and Richard stand on their phones. Ransom breathes in, bumping Donna, who yelps, startled. Elliot and Wagner follow.
Sir, excuse me. We are officers of the law.
You gonna run me in? I don't feel like talking. I'm distraught.
Ransom disappears into the kitchen, comes out eating a sleeve of pinwheel cookies. Blanc and Marta slip in. Elliot nods to Blanc.
Blanc, anything you'd like to ask him?
The hell, anyway, is this arrangement?
Mr. Drysdale.
Ransom sizes up Blanc with a grin.
CSI KFC?
Ransom grabs Fran, the housekeeper's sleeve, as she walks by.
Hey, Franny, can you get me a glass of cold milk?
Meg and Johnny have just entered, and Meg heard this.
Asshole, not her name, not her job.
Fran walks off with a scorching look at Ransom.
Meg. How's your lug degree coming?
Trust fund prick.
All right, guys.
Alan Stevens, the family's attorney, knocks and enters with an assistant, Sally, who juggles several attaché cases.
Hey everyone. Hey, I'm just going to set up in the other room. I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
They go off to the library, leaving the family all together in tense silence.
Funny, Ransom. You skipped the funeral, but you're early to the will reading.
Okay, people, let's grieve in different ways. Let's not. People grieve in different ways. Let's not.
It's funny you're here at all. Why are you even bothering? That's what I want to know.
What's that supposed to mean?
He knows what it means.
Look at you, Walt. You're so excited about this.
Walt, what?
Jacob was in the bathroom the night of the party.
Is that where you were all night?
The hell were you doing in the bathroom all night?
Nothing.
Swatting Syrian refugees.
No.
Outright troll.
I don't know what any of that means.
It means your son's a little creep.
Oh, my son's a creep.
Guys, Walt, he was in the bathroom.
He was in the bathroom.
Joyously masturbating to pictures of dead deer.
Oh, okay, you want to go?
They go at each other and do some half-hearted flat fighting before Linda and Joni break them apart. Ransom's loving this.
We gotta do this more often.
All right, enough. Jacob, we get where this is going. The bathroom's next to Harlan's office, where he had the big fight with Ransom. You heard something. Spill it.
I just heard two things.
Interior, half bath, night of party. Flashback. Jacob on the toilet, hearing non-distinct yelling through a vent high in the wall, but two words poke through.
Mumble, mumble, mumble. My will.
Interior living room.
And then there was more shouting, but I also heard Ransom say, I'm warning you.
Walt raises his arms, triumphant.
Ransom, what's this mean?
He just eats cookies, silent.
It means Dad finally came to his senses and cut this worthless, lazy brat out of the will. And you better sell your little Porsche, and you better give your notice at the country club and kick whatever fashion drug you're on. Because if you think after all the bridges you've burned, the shit that you've said, and what you've put this family through for the past 10 years, that any of us are going to support you? Are you going to give you, like Dad used to say, a single red dime? You're nuts.
Ransom looks around the room, cold faces.
Son?
Father.
Did Harlan tell you he was cutting you out of his will?
Yes.
Then he's done what we weren't strong enough to do. This might make you finally grow up.
Ransom is really slapped by this, but he doesn't let it show.
I think it might be the best thing that could happen to you.
Thanks. My mother, folks.
It won't be easy for you, but it'll be good. Most good things aren't easy.
Up your ass, Joni. You've got your teeth
up
bitten
your
in this
ass,
family
you
so hard.
homophobic, privileged little vampire.
Up your ass. As a matter of fact, eat shit, eat shit, eat shit. Definitely eat shit.
And now everyone is shouting at each other. Blanc has heard enough. He sets a baseball down on a side table and drifts out. Marta follows him. Exterior, front porch. Blanc breathes in the air. Marta joins him. From inside the house, the shouting continues.
What was that about? Wolverines being boring?
Perception approves the rule.
Fran bursts out of the living room, muttering.
Soul.
She storms off around the house, a beat of thought. Then,
I'm warning you, Ransom said. I'm warning you.
one of the dogs bounds up the steps to Blanc.
You heard Ransom in there. It's the kind of thing he says. Are you still going to catch that 220?
When Blanc goes to pet him, the dog drops something to his feet with a clatter. Marta freezes.
What's he got there? Hey, boy. Find a stick? He's always bringing junk into this house.
It's a piece of broken trellis. Blanc picks it up, examines it, and suddenly his eyes go sharp. Exterior, Thornby Estate, side yard. Holding up the piece as he studies the trellis that runs up to the side of the house. Marta runs up beside him.
This looks like relatively fresh break. Yes, right here.
He spotted the broken spot on the trellis. Just up from it, what looks like a boarded window.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. Where's that window?
Interior living room. The whole family is in a screaming match, but Blanc and Marta walk through and up the stairs. 3 people notice, Elliot and Wagner, who follow, and Ransom, who doesn't. Interior, 3rd floor landing. Blanc looks down the dead-end hallway. Marta joins him, out of breath.
Show me, but don't step on the carpet.
It's a runner rug, and Marta delicately steps on the wood siding as she goes up to the wall with a painting and swings it open, revealing the window.
It's the trick window from A Kill for All Seasons.
Elliot and Wagner at the top of the stairs, and Blanc motions him not to approach.
Off the carpet!
He drops down to his knees, removes a loupe from his jacket, and holds it in his eye. Then his face inches from the carpet. He scans it, all the way to the window, then stops.
Traces of dry mud. I suspect they go length of the hallway.
Footprints?
No, just traces.
Depending on when it was last cleaned, it could be from any time.
But that would not explain this.
He motions to the base of the windowsill, obvious scuffs of dried mud. Marta winces. Blanc tosses a piece of trellis to Elliot.
Analyze the mud. It will match these traces, and then you'll find a similar sample leading up the trellis on the side of the house. On the night of the party, somebody who did not want to be heard climbing the steps went to a great deal of trouble to break into Harlan Trumbull's room. I think I'll miss that train after.
Interior library, minutes later. The whole family assembled. Marta stands in the back with Blanc, Elliot, and Trooper Wagner. Alan Stevens, Harlan's attorney, sits at a table with papers in front of him. Assistant Sally beside him.
Well, thank you all for getting together like this. It isn't legally necessary, but I thought because you're all in town and some of you are leaving soon, it would be best.
Excuse me, Mr. Stevens. As to that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to gently request that you all remain in town until the investigation is completed. Shouldn't be more than 2 days.
He's gentlemen requesting. I'm ordering. Thank you.
Nobody likes this.
Linda.
What? Can we ask why? Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can ask.
Mr. Stevens, please continue.
Right. Well, the other reason I thought this gathering would be beneficial is that, as I told Walt, Harlan altered his will 1 week ago. He sealed it and asked me not to submit it to the courts for probate until after his death. So in case there's any confusion about anything, we're all together, we can talk. I can't imagine any of it will be that complicated. Harlan's assets included
The house.
the house, which he owned outright,
60 million.
right, in various cash accounts and investments, yes. And of course, the real assets are sole ownership of
Blood Like Wine.
Blood Lake Wine Publishing, his publishing company. Okay.
Walt's wife puts her hand on his knee. He squeezes it, smiled tightly.
He did write up a statement when he made the recent changes. He wanted it read first, so some of you may be surprised by the choices I've made here. No pleasure was taken in the exclusion, and its purpose was not to sow greater discord in the family. Quite the opposite. Please accept it with grace and without bitterness, but do accept it. It's for the best.
Gently condescending eyes shift to Ransom. Linda sees this, puts her hand on her son's hand, and immediately gets up and moves to a chair in the corner. Alan's assistant hands him an envelope, and he removes a single sheet of paper with one short typed paragraph.
Okay. So, oh, wow, yeah. Not complex at all. This will be quick. I, Harlan Thwomby, being of sound mind and body, yada yada, my assets both liquid and otherwise, I leave in their entirety to Marta Cabrera. My entire ownership of Blood Like Wine Publishing, I leave in its entirety to Marta Cabrera. The copyright of its catalog, likewise, I leave in its entirety to Marta Cabrera.
The air around Marta's head goes away. The room spins. She's not sure what's happening. Blanc is looking at her. The whole family is looking at her. Walt bursts out of this chair and grabs the will.
No.
No.
No. What? That can't be. That can't be right.
What the genuine shit?
That can't be right. It's right.
It's right.
Donna begins to hyperventilate. She puts her head between her knees, breathes deeply.
No. Alan, this can't be legal. We're his family.
We're his family. Alan, he obviously wasn't something, I don't know, what, but
Are there
wasn't right
safeguards
here.
against this?
And from the back of the room, slowly rising above the din of confusion and cursing, slowly drawing even Marta's deer in the headlights' attention, Ransom, laughing, loud and weirdly sincerely, tears down his cheeks, laughing his head off.
Alan, there's a mistake.
Mom, if it's what Granddad would have wanted.
No, this is a mistake. This is ours.
Alan, take that piece of paper and shove it up your ass and get out. Out.
They don't, but Ransom slips out, his childlike laughter trailing after him.
Linda?
No, we need to talk and we need to fight this thing and we're not going anywhere. Get out. We're the Thrombies, goddammit. This is still our house.
A beat of silence. Then all eyes go to Alan, who looks down at the will. His assistant, Sally, points helpfully.
Sorry, there's, likewise, the house at 2 Dearborn Drive and all belongings therein, I leave to Marta Cabrera.
Linda goes for Marta.
You.
That's
God damn it.
unfortunate timing.
Unfortunate.
No.
Is that a?
That's a big drink. What's on street?
That is what they call. That is what they call a big.
Drink
gulp.
it up.
The End, directed by the Coen brothers.
Oh, Jesus.
Tornado in the air.
Well
Or
done.
Dark
Well done,
clouds.
This,
Oh,
is the
the
this is the
buildup.
line I was most excited to hear Cam say.
Yo, right? Like the buildup was fantastic, but like
I hope Cam comes in and doesn't miss a spot. He just comes in
Yeah.
just boinking.
He just comes back and the first word is just boinking my father.
This is all staying in, by the way. Fuck
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It should.
Hope it
As
does.
it should.
Fucking staying in.
I want to go back and see what happens.
While we're keeping things in, let's just talk
Have
real
fun
quick.
with it.
We'll just talk real quick about Nazara's accent and how it's just
Right.
incredible. So far.
Amazing.
Oh, wait, Nazara, what accent do you think you're doing?
Yeah, that's my question too. I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're doing, but I freaking love it. It's not Benoit Blanc, but I love it.
I already wish we have a cut where Desire just dubs all of Dan's like dialogue.
Right?
I feel like
I
it's
want
like
the Nazario cut
so
of
good.
Knives Out.
it's like a
Release the Nazario
Hanna-Barbera
cut.
rich character.
Mario cut.
HBO Max 2023, the Nazario cut of Knives
it's
Out.
like a hole inside a donut hole.
And a donut hole and a small donuts.
I can't wait. until he
We're only
does
like
the
halfway
line about-
through.
Yeah,
I can't
well.
wait.
just over halfway through.
Oh my god.
I'm
can't
gonna
wait.
die
Oh, you-
tomorrow. I have to wake up at 4:30.
Rip.
Yeah,
What are you saying, Boatman?
That's a surprise for those who weren't on us last time. We realized you needed double the length of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
80
Oh, here we
minutes,
go. He's coming.
Clerks, 3.5 hours.
I tried to do it. I'm sorry.
Boinking my father.
Hold on, Boat's trying to say something. What are you saying, Boat?
It's fine. I was just saying I can't wait until Nazario reads the line about masturbating in the bathroom.
I'm back. I feel like I cut out really bad.
You literally cut out at you little.
You were done.
Oh,
We
I
didn't
said you
notice at
little
all.
and it cut me out.
We didn't notice at all. You played it off real well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't definitely get kicked from the call or anything. What contract dispute? What? All right, so just
Okay, let's go
from-
back to
Go from
Alan's
you, little
line right
bitch.
before that.
Okay, sorry, that's me. Sorry, there's a. Likewise, the house at 2 Dearborn Drive and all belongings therein, I leave to Marta Cabrera.
Linda goes for Marta.
You little bitch! Did you know about this? What did you do to him to make this happen? Were you two? What? Were you boinking my father?
Marta recoils, stumbles back.
Winking?
Linda!
Anchor, baby.
Marta, up. And Linda, please.
Linda, please. Marta, you need to tell us though.
Yes, Marta. Did Dad discuss this with you?
You need to tell us everything. You know about this, and we need to talk about this.
This isn't what
Jesus,
Dad
don't
wanted.
mob the girl. Let's talk about this.
This isn't fair, but we can work this out.
The whole family is coming towards her like zombies. Blanc takes her by the arm and steers her towards the door.
I think heads have to cool a little, and in the meanwhile, I'd maybe run.
Exterior, Thornby Estate, front drive. Marta stumbles out of the house in a daze. Behind her, the entirety of the family floods out after her, shouting reassurances and questions and accusations and a general din of confusion.
I have no idea why I just need to think. I'll call you or have him call me or do something. I don't know.
She gets in her car and slams the door, and it's instantly like a hard day's night. The family gathered around trying to talk through the window and rapping to get her attention. Marta keys the ignition. Chug, chug, chug. Nothing. Oh God, not now. Chug, chug, chug. It won't turn over. Richard opens the door. She pulls it closed again and locks it. This is like a horror movie. Blanc is trying to get the family to back off, but no dice. Marta puts her head in her hands, all of it swirling, echoing, horrifying. She has no idea what to do. Honk! She turns. A honking car pulls up right beside her, and through the family crowd she sees Ransom in his Porsche, waving, get in. With no other option, she pushes out of her car and through the family and jumps in with him. As he guns it and careens out of the driveway, he shouts back at the family with a wave.
I think this could be the best thing to ever happen to all of you.
And they're gone. The family keeps shouting at each other. Blanc watches the Porsche recede, his expression unbeatable. Ding! His phone buzzing. He checks it. His expression darkens. Interior, Ransom's Porsche. Tearing down the private road, away from the house. He's still laughing. She's still shell-shocked. Slowly, his laughter eases to a stop. A moment of silence.
Okay, serious though. What the hell?
She shakes her head, looks at him. What the hell indeed. Interior, Linda's room. Linda stands in her childhood room by the window in the ebbing light. From a shelf, she pulls a stack of pink note cards, identical to the one Harlan showed Richard in his office, but these are covered in writing, sweet little notes, a father to his daughter. She looks up, walked in the doorway. She wipes her eyes, indicates the notes.
I was just thinking about Dad's games. This all feels like one. It feels like something he'd write, not do. I keep waiting for a big reveal where it all makes sense. How nice would that be?
Her little brother hugs her, his eyes tired and dark. Interior, small study. Joni alone, head in her hands, crying.
You were very much counting on that inheritance, were you?
Blanc standing in the doorway.
What did you say?
I don't think anyone in the family would do anything truly dark unless they were in a place of desperation. Now, I know that Harlan cut you off, money-wise, but that would not make you desperate. You have your business, you have your image, your plan.
Uh-huh.
But you see, I ordered some of your featured product, the snail jelly moisturizer. Tried it out. I have delicate skin, you can probably tell, and I got a hell of a rash. So I googled two words, phlegm and rash, and what did I find? Beauty product message boards, pages and pages of complaints, warnings, rashes. So I did a little more digging. Phlegm has been broken for years. You kept your lifestyle up with the company afloat with the money you were skimming from Harlan, and you would have been fine with your inheritance. But now it's all going to come crashing down.
Joni's face has become hard and cold.
And what's your goddamn point?
Just a fair warning. When good people get desperate, the knives come out. I hope you have it, and I pray you won't do anything rash.
He leaves her alone in the dimming evening light. Exterior, roadside family restaurant. Later, the Porsche parked out front. Interior, restaurant, corner booth. Tucked into a dark corner, Marta is miserable. Ransom is bemused, but regards her closely. They sit in silence. A waitress sets a sausage plate down.
Could we get an extra bowl, please? You look like you're gonna pass out. Have you eaten all day? Eat.
She joylessly shovels food in her mouth, starving.
This is a nightmare.
Uh-huh. So why?
Why?
Why? Did he leave you everything?
Are you asking if we are screwing?
Hey, I know my granddad. That wasn't him. But this is everything. There must have been a bigger why, and you know it.
Well, Ransom, how about it had more to do with you guys than with me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense, in which case this is a really shitty thing for him to do to you.
Marta is unexpectedly affected by this. The waitress breezes by, sets an empty bowl on the table.
Did he tell you anything?
Just I wasn't getting a cent.
He wanted you to build something from the
Something
ground
from
up.
the ground up, like my parents.
Like your parents.
Yeah. My mom built her business from the ground up with $1 million loan from granddad. My dad owns none of it, and my mom made him sign a prenup. He lives in fear. I know that's what granddad wanted to protect me from by doing this. And I know I shouldn't say this out loud, but when he told me, Jesus Christ, I could have killed him. After I left the party, though, I was driving fast nowhere, just in the night. And I got this weird clarity that from here on, I was going to have to do for myself. And that felt good. The old bastard. Marta, I know 3 things. 1, I know he didn't commit suicide.
What makes you think that?
I don't think it. I know it. Because I knew my granddad. So you're not going to bullshit me. Because 2, I know lying makes you puke. Because of that Mafia game last 4th of July.
Marta sinks back, suddenly nervous.
And 3, I know that you just ate a full plate of sausage and baked beans.
She looks down at an empty plate. Oh no, he pushes a large empty bowl in front of her.
So look me in the eye and tell me what really happened to my granddad.
Her lip quivers. She looks like she might attempt it, but then tears drop from her eyes.
Bastard. Please don't turn me in.
Ransom pulls the bowl away and puts his hand on hers.
Marta, tell me everything.
Exterior, Thrombey Estate, evening. Dusk settles heavy. Warm lights from the window.
There have to be options here.
No, I don't know how many times I can repeat the same 2 simple pieces of information.
Interior living room, evening. Lit by a fire in the fireplace, a whole family pacing around. Alan, the lawyer, looking very tired, seated at a table in the center of the room.
If Harlan was of sound mind when he made the changes, and we've all confirmed he was...
The very action speaks to unsoundness.
Would a sound person do this? Sound how?
Not legally, no. You not liking what they did not speak to testamentary capacity. What about undue influence?
Yes, undue influence.
Did you just Google that?
If Marta was manipulating Dad somehow, if we found out that she had
Gotten her hooks into him?
somehow or something.
You need a strong case for that. You've got nothing. She endeared herself to him through hard work and good humor won't cut the salami.
What about the Slayer rule?
All eyes turned to her, her face lit up by her phone.
I did just Google that.
The Slayer rule obviously does not apply here.
What's the Slayer rule?
If it's someone, if someone is convicted of killing the person, they can't get their inheritance.
Not even convicted, even if they're held responsible for their death in civil court.
Like OJ.
Like OJ, yes, but Harlan committed suicide.
All eyes turned to Blanc, who this whole time has been sitting in a chair by the fire, lost in thought.
Detective Blank, you said that the investigation is continuing. You made a point of that. Do you suspect foul play?
Mr. Blank, if you please. There is much that's still unclear, but yes, I suspect foul play.
The eruption you would expect breaks out.
Meaning Marta?
I have eliminated no suspects.
You're full of shit. I don't trust this guy with his tan suit. And Alan, God bless you, you're useless.
Thank you.
Alan takes that as an excuse to leave.
There's one answer to this. She can renounce the inheritance.
She knows it's what she should do. It's the right thing to do.
We gotta make her do the right thing.
Meg rounds on her mom, speaking quietly in tears.
Mom, if Granddad wanted Marta to have everything, that's what he wanted.
No, this was not him. He loved us. He wanted us taken care of. He wanted you to have an education, Meg. You think I can pay for your school?
This leaves Meg shaken. Interior restaurant, night. Beer bottles now stacked up in front of Ransom. Marta has just told Ransom everything. He stares into space and makes the slightest hint of a laugh, which I'll write as.
I know, just saying it sounds insane, but it's all true. I think Blanc's been on me from the start. I don't care if I go to jail, but my mom, my sister, can't.
Nothing but silence from Ransom. Maybe he's deep in thought, a strange glint in his eye.
Why are you looking at that? Ransom.
I always thought I was the only one who could beat Granddad at Go. I always thought that meant something.
No, you did.
At the party that night, my last conversation with him, our last fight, that's what he told me about you. That you beat him nearly every time, more than me. And I thought, what a strange thing to tell me. But I think I get it now. I think it did mean something. I'm not telling the family shit. You're not going to jail. The detective is not going to catch you, and you're not giving up the family fortune. Think about what Granddad did to see this through. This was what he wanted, not just for you, but for his family and for him. And yes, for you. You've come this far. Let me help you go all the way.
Marta looks at him hard.
This isn't you. You could turn me in right now and get your cut of the inheritance. Why?
Because fuck my family. They don't deserve any of this. I can help you, and we can fool them all and get away with it. And then you'll give me my cut of the inheritance. The perfect ending. We all win. You, me, and Harlan. Deal?
Silence, broken by Marta's phone ringing. On the phone, ID, Meg T. Marta takes a breath, looks at Ransom, and picks it up.
Meg.
Marta, I know that was nuts.
I know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, are you?
I'm fine. I mean, everyone's nuts. They're all going. I don't know. They've lost it. No one knows. I'm calling you. I don't know what I wanted. I wanted to say sorry for how everyone was.
No.
And I guess I wanted to ask, what are you going to do?
What do you mean?
Well, with the will, what are you going to do?
Marta looks at Ransom. What indeed?
What do you think I should do?
You should do what you think is right. I think you should give it back to us. Granddad always took care of us. We're his family. I know he was like family to you, but we're his actual family. Marta, you know this isn't fair. We've always been good to you, and we're going to take care of you. Everyone loves you, and you're like family, and we'll take care of you, but you have to make things right. You know what's right.
Marta, keeping eye contact with Ransom. Then, her voice quavering. Meg drops what is for the big bomb.
Marta, Mom's broke. She says I'll have to drop out of school.
No, I won't let that happen. Whatever money you need, Meg, I'll help you. I don't want you to worry.
Interior drawing room, night. Meg on the phone, her face horrified, mortified, barely comprehending what she's just heard.
I'll take care of you, I promise.
Thanks.
And once I get the...
Meg hangs up, lets the phone drop from her ear, tears in her eyes. She turns to her whole family gathered behind her, silent and expectant. Interior restaurant, night. Marta realizes connection's dead, holds the phone in her hand like something delicate she just broke.
Okay then. Did the detective find anything suspicious at the house?
Mud, tracks upstairs where I broke in through the window.
Ransom winces.
Identifiable prints?
No.
Okay, good. Good. Hey, you've just got to ride the next few days out until the investigation putters out. Because it will. because no matter how sharp this Blanc guy is, he's got nothing. Relax.
Interior, Marta's bedroom, early morning. She wakes up to a sharp rapping at her door. Her sister Alice pokes her head in, flustered.
Marta, get your ass up. What the hell is happening? There's a guy here and a bunch of stuff. Everything's going crazy. Are we rich?
Marta lifts her head from her hands.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't even know what that means, but you better get your ass up.
Marta looks at her phone, 28 missed calls. Interior, Cabrera living room. Marta stumbles in, Alice in front of the TV, Mom pacing.
Oh God, Martha, what is all this? What did you do?
The TV's turned to local news. Nanka stands outside their apartment building.
We again don't know much about Marta Cabrera or the exact relationship she had to Harlan Thrombey. Beyond being his home nurse, and the Thrombey family has yet to release a statement.
Is that here?
Oh, yeah, it is. Wait, so that's true? Are we rich?
Marta looks out the blinds, several local reporters down in the streets with their vans and cameras.
Oh my God.
Interior, Donna's car, morning. Donna, Walt's wife, listens to the same coverage on the radio as she pulls up to the suburban home. Exterior, Walt's driveway, morning. Donna gets out with groceries, approaches the front door, stops, yelps, drops the groceries. There's a shady-looking man in a dark overcoat waiting near the door. He turns to her.
No.
She runs back towards her car, tries the door, but it's locked, and she dropped her keys with the groceries.
No, Walt said he'll have the money. We'll figure it out. No!
The man takes a step forward. Donna turns and runs straight into the arms of Blanc.
Whoa, Miss Thrombey. Are you all right?
Trooper Wagner exits the prowler back behind Blanc. Donna turns to look. The shady man is gone.
Oh, God.
She collapses in nervous sobs. Blanc nods to Wagner. Interior, Walt's kitchen. Minutes later, Blanc sets tea down in front of the still shaken Donna. Wagner stands by.
We've got the local officers on alert for the man, if he's still around.
You know who he was, what he wanted?
No, I have no idea.
Well, it's lucky I came by, Miss Thrombey, but I'm here to press you a bit on something uncomfortable. See, I checked hospital logs for Walt's bicycle accident. You admitted him 9 days ago at 3 in the morning, not prime bicycle time. So I dug a bit more. Now it's possible he was shot in the leg while on the bicycle, but at the very least, he buried the lead.
Blanc slides a medical record with an x-ray printout of a bullet wound to the thigh bone.
It started small, side investments, but he got deeper in and losing money so fast.
And he started drawing money from the publishing company. How much? A lot? Donna, I know Walt is in big trouble, but if he's done something worse to try to fix it, or is going to do something worse.
Donna looks up at Blanc, scared.
Where's Walt now?
Interior, Cabrera living room.
Lawyers were here, very big lawyers. It looked like, and some other guys, and I don't know. They let all this you and business cards, so many business cards, and there was a pile of other stuff when I got home.
Mom shovels some official-looking legal letter and courier envelopes into Marta's arms.
Take a drink. A big drink. He's frozen. Suck in his mic.
That is what they call a big gulp.
A big gulp.
Oh, did I freeze?
Oh, yeah, you froze.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. You're fine. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Let me just go again. Hey, I don't like this.
I don't like this either, Mom. I'm slipping on the back. I'll be back later. Don't talk to anyone.
Interior, apartment building, hallway, dim and dingy. Marta comes out of the apartment door, then jump, startled, at the end of the hall, lurking, Walt.
Hey.
Walt's eyes are rimmed red, his heavy cane taps.
Hey.
They're not sure what to do, so they awkwardly hug. Marta still has the envelopes in her hands.
How are you doing?
Well, I want you to know, I didn't know about any of this. This is...
I know you didn't. We all went kind of crazy yesterday.
Understandable.
We're still very important to all of... You're still very important to all of us. I want you to know that.
I haven't even looked at all this yet. This legal stuff, is this from you guys? Is there anything I should know about it?
Marta flips through the envelopes, squinting.
It isn't from us. Maybe just local lawyers and accountants who saw the news and want to jump on it. I'd be careful about I'd be careful of it all. But no, we're still hoping that the family won't have to bring lawyers into this.
One envelope sticks out, a blank plain letter-sized envelope. No postage, no return address.
Good.
Marta, is this your intention to renounce the inheritance?
No, this is what Harlan wanted.
Well, the truth is Harlan has put you in a very hard position here. It was unfair of him.
Marta's phone buzzes. Caller ID. Maybe B blank. She ignores it.
You didn't ask for this. We as a family, we see you as the victim of all of this. And we want to protect you.
Walt's hand on his chain, gripping tight.
This kicks up with the press and the scrutiny, and we know with your mother.
My mother?
Marta's spine straightens.
What did Meg tell you?
This isn't about who. You're missing the point. We're not attacking you with this. Marta, if your mom came here illegally, criminally, if you came into this inheritance with the scrutiny that entails, I'd be afraid that could come to light. That's what we are all trying to avoid here. We can protect you from that happening, or if it happens.
You're saying even if it came to light, with the family's resources, you could help me fix it?
Yes, the right lawyers. None of these local guys, but New York lawyers, DC lawyers. Enough resources put towards it. Yes, but there's no need it should ever come up. But yes.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Because Harlan gave me all your resources. That means with my resources, I'll be able to fix it. So I guess I'm going to go find the right lawyers.
Marta!
He shuffles towards her. For the first time, she feels a hint of physical threat and backs up quick into her apartment.
You better be sure you want to.
She slams the door. Interior, Cabrera kitchen, and leans against it, breathing hard, but angry and focused. She dumps the legal envelopes in the trash, but keeps the mysterious envelope, opens it, and pulls out half a sheet of paper, roughly torn. A photocopy of the header of some sort of medical document. Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Under that, a photocopy of a tag with her name on it, and handwritten in block letters at the top. I know what you did. Marta's phone buzzes, and she jumps. Caller ID. Maybe B blank. She hesitates and sends it to voicemail. Looks at the mysterious letter in her hands. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, front drive. Day. Wagner's Prowler pulls up. Blanc gets out of the passenger side. Wagner out of the driver's seat, and a third uniformed police officer gets out of the back. He was a shady man. He carries the folded overcoat he was wearing in front of Donna's house. Blanc nods to the Wagner and the officer.
Gentlemen, thank you, and I promise not a word to Elliot. Miss Cabrera, it's Benoit Blanc. I had the police drop your car back at your home address. Marta, I have a strange premonition. Be careful, and call me back at your soonest convenience.
Interior, Great Nana's room. Dim, by an open window stands Great Nana. Blanc enters. She turns. They look into each other's eyes.
Miss Trombe, I've always found it.
A long pause as he thinks of exactly the right word.
Sad that Jude assumes age to be a muffling agent, like cotton gauze, a lessener of desire, curiosity, and all little glass baubles of youth. Grief. Why is grief the providence of youth? Maybe it's comforting, the thought that when we'll most encounter we'll have gained some immunity. Maybe by projecting that onto our elders, we think we can manifest it for ourselves. I don't know. But I'd imagine that age deepens all feelings, including grief. This was a long walk to offering condolences again for the loss of your son, and asking if it's presumptuous of me to not think too harshly of your family. If I am, as I suspect, the first to console you, they're young, aren't they?
Blanc sits.
One thing I do assume of age is weariness, and maybe that's just another version of the cotton gauze projection. But even with the years I have, damned if I don't get more tired every day. Tired of what I do, following art. Like Love Rocks, the inevitability of truth. Lord, how grand. Sounds like a rosy-eyed optimism, maybe. I do believe it, but the complexity and the gray lies not with the truth, but what you do with the truth once you have it.
Great Nana's eyes move slightly.
I think you have something you want to tell me. I think you're very perceptive and very capable of telling me what you saw the night of your son's party. But I'll happily wait. I'm not rushed. I'll find it quite pleasant sitting here with you.
He reclines, not particularly looking at her. She looks back at him. Every now and then a breeze stirs the window shears. Interior, Ransom's bedroom. Morning. Too nice. Ransom wakes up to his phone ringing.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. I'm outside.
Outside where?
A rapping on the window from outside the room. Exterior, Ransom's house. A nice little single residence home. Marta's car parked next to Ransom's Porsche out front. Marta peering in the window, breathless, when Ransom opens front door in a robe.
Sorry.
Interior, Ransom's living room. Ransom studies the mysterious letter. Marta pushes aside a stack of New Yorkers and sits on the couch,
Well, I don't know what this is from.
indicating the tag photocopy with her name.
It's my medical bag tag. They have my medical bag for some reason.
Okay, but this is the header of a blood analysis from the local crime lab on Harlan. Marta, it would show the morphine overdose.
Shit. Why would they test his blood?
Standard police procedure, any unnatural death.
So I'm screwed. How did Harlan miss this?
He never remembered this kind of procedural shit.
How do you know all this stuff?
I was his research assistant for a summer. To be fair, I sucked at it too.
Shit. So wait, if the police know this, why am I not in jail?
The crime lab must not have sent it to them yet, but this was dated yesterday morning. The clock is ticking. This wasn't from the police. Why would somebody send this to you?
Blackmail?
No, it makes no sense. Blackmail only works if this is the only copy. But the report, the data, the blood samples, it's all at the crime lab down the street. The bag is open. The cat's coming out. What was the point of sending you this?
Interior hallway. A uniformed cop runs down the hallway in Thromby's house and bursts into the room where Blanc sits with Great Nana.
Mr. Blanc, a call from Lieutenant Elliot. You need to come down to the Meadow Examiner's office right now.
Blanc stands, smelling something big, nods a goodbye to the still silent Great Nana and rushes out with the cop. A moment after he's left, Great Nana slowly raises a finger as if to say, wait, a long beat. Then, Blanc runs back into the room and goes to her, puts his ear to her mouth. She whispers something to him. He takes the info with gravity, then looks up at her.
Thank you, dear one.
He kisses her gently on the forehead, then dashes out. Exterior, Norfolk Roads. Siren blazing. The cop car speeds into town. Exterior, medical examiner's office. The cop car pulls past an identifying sign into the parking lot of a one-story standalone building, joining several other cop cars and fire trucks. Journalists kept at bay. The building is a charred brick husk. Black smoke, debris, has been gutted with an explosion and a blazing fire. Blanc steps out of the cop car and finds Lieutenant Elliot.
What's the cheese?
They am a break-in alarm was triggered. Before we can even respond, neighbors reported the flames. It went up quick. The whole place is gutted. Blood storage, records, all gone. No employees around, thank God.
Any surveillance cams?
Elliot gestures warily to the charred remains of the security camera and the smoking shell of an arm.
And speaking of, the security tape from the Thromby residence was scrambled, somehow.
Blanc, unsurprised, he motions back to the building.
What was still pending from the office?
The report on the blood work.
Blood work?
Blanc chews on this. Across the street, Marta and Ransom pull up into her car. Interior, Marta's car.
Holy shit. Was this connected?
Ransom looks at her. Yeah, it's likely. They both instinctively duck down in case the cops look over.
Who would blow up a whole real office building just to blackmail me?
Someone who knows how much money you're about to inherit. Do you know how much money you're about to inherit?
No. Oh, God, don't tell me.
Have you checked your emails this morning?
Marta looks stunned. She stabs at her phone. Quick swipes.
Nothing.
Junk folder?
Yeah.
She shows him an email from 092832@shushmail.com. No subject line. Simple text. 1209 Columbus Road, 10 a.m. Marta looks at Ransom, then at the clock on the dashboard. 9:32. Then at the charred building. Exterior, medical examiner's office. Blanc looks around, deep in thought. He spots Marta's car. Interior, Marta's car. Marta peeking up through the window. Blanc sees her. She sees him. Ducks back down. Shit.
Marta, this means that the Tox report, the only thing that could prove your guilt, exists as a paper copy in the possession of this blackmailer, who will be at this address In half an hour.
Blanc begins to walk straight through Marta, quickly and with purpose, shouts something. Lieutenant Elliot follows.
Marta, did you hear me?
Marta peeks again. Blanc coming at them full speed, 20 paces from the car, closing in fast.
Yeah.
She sits up, throws the car in gear, and floors it. Exterior medical examiner's office. Her subcompact peels out and buzzes off down the road. Blanc, crestfallen, runs back towards the cop cars in the parking lot, shouting at Elliot, who flags the cop. Interior, Marta's car. The whine of the engine. Ransom puts on a seatbelt. In the rear view, siren lights as the cop car pulls out of the parking lot in pursuit.
You regret helping me yet?
I regret not taking the Porsche.
Her phone buzzes. Blanc calling. Ignore. Exterior, Norfolk Roads. Marta buzzing down the road. Cop cars a quarter mile back. Interior, cop car. Blanc in back. Elliot in front. Trooper Wagner driving.
Vehicles in pursuit of Washington Street.
Of course, repeat that. Possible murder suspect.
There's speedometer creeping up on 85. Interior, Marta's car. Marta's speedometer creeping up on 55.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh
Are
my
you
god.
flooring it?
I'm literally flooring it.
Her phone rings. Blanc again. She looks over. Cop cars are right alongside them. Blanc holds his phone up, looks at her quizzically, points to the phone.
This is going so well.
This is stupid. I'm pulling over.
If you miss your shot at getting that Tox report, it's all over.
She hits the brakes. Exterior, Norfolk Roads. Marta's car peels to a stop, and the two cop cars on either side blaze by, hitting their brakes. She pulls off onto a side street and into narrower city streets, down narrow alleys, using a small car to nimbly dart through small spaces. The cops can't follow, and she loses him. She pulls to a stop in a secluded little back lot. Interior, Marta's car. Marta, breathing hard. Ransom is shocked.
I'm all just purulent now. It's like I swallowed bees. What's the code address? Okay, and I mean whatever they want.
1209 Columbus Road.
Yes, right. Just to get that report back and destroy it, man.
And destroy it.
Thank you. I couldn't do this without you. Great timing, fuckface.
He smiles slightly.
Ew.
A quick moment of silence between them. Then
You didn't bring Theo.
On Ransom's car window. Blanc, standing right outside. Marta looks in a rear view. The cop car is pulled up, silently behind them. Another pulls up in front. Exterior, parking lot. Ransom and Marta step out of the car, hands raised for some reason.
That was the dumbest car chase of all time. Put your hands down.
Spoke to Juanetta Trombley, great Nana. The night of the party, she saw someone climbing trellis on the third floor.
Should I should have a lawyer.
Mr. Drysdale, come with us, please.
Elliot leads Ransom off by the elbow. Ransom throws a look back at Marta. He has no idea what's going on.
What's going on?
It was Ransom. Ransom came back, she said. I don't know what he came back to do, but we'll find out.
Marta looks at Ransom. Oh no. See now, great Nana thought she was him. This is a mistake. But she glances at her watch. 9:51.
Did he tell you to drive when he saw me coming?
Ransom's being led to the police car. Marta decides.
Yes.
Marta gets back in the car. She pretends to take a sip from an empty soda cup, but actually spits up a little into it.
Blanc.
I'll drive with Marta.
To Marta's horror, Blanc opens her passenger door.
Let's go to the police station. I want a full rundown of everything he said to you, and I can catch up where we're at.
Exterior, Norfolk Roads. Cop cars coast through town. Marta's bringing up the rear. Interior, Marta's car. Marta glances at the dashboard clock. 9:55. Blanc. Casual.
Strange case from the start. A broken arm. A case with a hole in the middle. A donut. I'm just talking to a process here. Let me know if this is boring.
Marta's arms are locked. Her eyes steal a glance at the clock. 9:58.
I feel the news tighten. The family are truly desperate. Walt owes a bad man money. His life depends on the inheritance. Jonah's entire business and carefully cultivated image will crumble without it. And Richard, I sense there's more to stake for Richard than his marriage. Marta.
He's gone.
Oh, is he gone?
Oh, we lost our Marta.
Oh, his computer died.
Shit.
Uh-huh.
He did
Their
do it.
computer died.
Okay.
All right, Detective Blanc, who killed the computer?
Yeah, Blanc. Or should I call you Gilligan?
No hablo inglés.
We are still recording this. And I still have to wake up at
Do we need to do
4:30 a.m. tomorrow.
I nominate Boatman. I nominate
Yeah.
Boatman for Marta if Zach's not coming back.
Yeah, I second. Beltman, take over.
Okay. Go ahead, Bowman, for what he said is going to take him a little bit to get it back on.
You're muted.
Muted.
I'm sorry. What page are we on? Just
105.
106.
End.
Went down to where Meg
At the,
was.
105, 105.
at the end of 105.
At the end of 105 under Marta.
I went down to where Meg was because I didn't think I would have a line until then.
You're
Shut up, Meg.
Makes sense.
Richard signed a prenup with Linda. Ransom told me he'd get nothing if she divorced him.
Of course. So he may be the most dangerous of all. Desperate motives, the mystery of who hired, the impossibility of the crime, and yet
Up ahead, a street sign, Columbus Road. Marta tenses.
a donut. One central piece, and if it reveals itself, the fog would lift, the arc would resolve, the slinky would become unkinked.
I need to pick something up from a friend's check for thing. Can I stop and pick something up?
Sure.
Exterior, Norfolk Roads. Marta's car makes a sharp turn, leaving the cop caravan. Exterior, 1209, Columbus Road. A row of storefronts. 1209 is vacant. Marta's car pulls a few stores past it. She gets out of the car.
I'll just be a few minutes.
Marta runs into a bustling hair salon. Exterior, back alley. Marta ducks out of the back door of the salon, goes 2 doors down to 1209, and slips back into the back door. Interior, 1209, Columbus Road. Dark, empty retail space, lit only by the painted over front windows. Marta edges her way in, her eyes still adjusting from the sun. And he's back.
Okay, Zach.
Zach, we are on the end of 106.
End of 106.
I got you, babe.
Hell yeah.
Hello?
Her foot hits something on the dirty concrete floor. Her medical bag. She kneels, picks it up gently. Next to where it was lying, she finds something else curious. The burned remnants of a piece of paper. Only a charred corner remains. She turns her attention back to the room, creeps forward.
Hello?
Ahead, a silhouette, a person, seated in a chair in the center of the room, silent, facing her.
I don't have much time. Whatever you want, we can work it out, but we figure it out right here, right now, and I leave with that report.
A beat of silence. Nothing. Something's not right here.
Hello?
Marta takes a step closer, lifts her phone, and turns it on its flashlight, illuminating the ghostly face of Fran, the housekeeper. Marta barely breathing.
Fran?
A spider crawls across Fran's face. Marta stifles a scream and leaps back, sucking in air. A moment of stillness. Her phone buzzes. Blanc calling. Marta ignores the call, frozen. Her eyes go to a white letter-sized envelope in Fran's hand, resting on her lap. Marta swallows, leans in, carefully and quietly for some reason, and slips the envelope from the lifeless fingers. Unsealed, she opens it. It is empty. Before this can even sink in, a rattling, grating draw of breath from Fran. Starts, "Oh my God," and goes to her, checking her pulse, checking her eyes, lays her on her back. Fran sucks in a thin breath, her eyes finding Marta in the glare of the dropped phone flashlight.
Fran, can you hear me? Fran, give me a sign if you can hear me. Me, Fran, it's Marta. You called me here. You sent me the email. I'm here. I'm going to call an ambulance. You're going to be okay, but can you tell me what happened? Did you take something? What's happened to you?
Weak, Fran grabs Marta's wrist, and Marta focuses on her.
Copy.
A copy. A copy of this? Where?
Stashed.
Stashed where? Where is it, Fran?
These words are barely given breath.
You get this. Won't get away with this.
Her eyes seize. Her breath gets ragged. Marta is paralyzed with shock and fear. Fran is dying. Marta looks at the medical bag in her hand, then at Fran. struggling with her final breath, eyes wide with fear. She takes a step back from the dying Fran, fingers tight around the medical bag, letting her die. But then, a decision. No. Marta dials 911 on speaker, drops to her knees, and starts administering mouth-to-mouth.
911, what is your emergency?
Exterior 1209, Columbus Road. Blanc is sitting in the car, singing softly to himself.
Sometimes I stand in the room, not going left, not going right.
He looks at the hair salon. What's taking so long? And then silence as an ambulance pulls up 2 doors down, and EMTs run into the abandoned storefront.
Oh no.
Hard cut to interior hospital waiting room. Later, Marta and Blanc sitting silently in the fluorescent lit waiting room. Marta with her eyes in her hands. Blanc is on his phone, mostly listening.
Huh. That was it. Uh-huh. All right, my friend. Thank you for the update. No, I'm here with her. No need for that. I'll bring her once we get word at the housekeeper's table. It's still touch and go. Nope. I don't know. Oh, all right.
He hangs up. Marta looks at him.
This is over. People are getting hurt. I've got to stop this. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Young Ransom just told Lieutenant Elliot everything. Who just told me everything.
Good. Wait. God, I hope he didn't cover for me. Did he tell the real truth about me switching in the skies and all the in the blackmail with the Just wish you'd caught me before Fran got hurt. Why did Fran take my morphine? She obviously had swiped my bag from the house, but she didn't seem like a user to me. That's why she needed money. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I should tell the Thombies myself. I feel like I owe that to them.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I need to do it. I won't do any of this if I can't do that. I really need to. I gave the doctors my number. They'll call if anything changes with Fran.
We'll round up the Trombies at the house, along with a police escort.
For the arrest after?
You can tell me your whole story on the drive over, from your perspective. I want no more surprises.
Marta stands, a dead man walking, resigned. Exterior, Norfolk Road. Marta's car drives through this scenic countryside. Inside, we see but don't hear her telling a long story to Blanc, who looks at the passing countryside, brow knit. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, front drive, afternoon. All the family cars there, along with 2 police cruisers. Marta's pulls up. Interior, Marta's car.
Said it was stashed to the copy, and then she told me, you did this. You won't get away with it. And then I called the ambulance, and that's it.
She turns the engine off, looks up at the house, breathes.
All right. Are you ready?
Interior, foyer. Marta and Blanc enter. This really feels like a walk towards the gallows. Richard, Walt, and Meg are there. Meg avoids eye contact with Marta.
Ah, okay. Has she come to her senses?
She's standing right here. Marta.
Is the rest of the family here?
In the living room.
I think maybe if we could.
Blanc beckons and Richard and Walt follow out. On her way out, Meg hugs Marta, weeping.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I told them about your mom. I was angry and scared. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Meg. I understand. Believe me. It's all right.
Meg sniffs, dries her eyes.
I wish Fran had come in today. I could use some of her stash.
They hug one more time. Then, when Meg walks off towards the living room, Marta realizes something.
Oh my God. I know where the talk support is.
Interior, drawing room. Marta jimmies the clock drawer open with a letter opener. She pulls out a folded piece of paper from inside, blows loose pot leaves off of it. She hands it to Blanc.
Practically told me where it was. What a terrible blackmailer. Anyway, this will tie everything up, and I just handed it to you. God, you're not much of a detective, are you?
Well, to be fair, you're a pretty lousy murderer. Perhaps we deserve each other.
Interior living room. The family gathered, impatient. Lieutenant Elliot and Trooper Wagner are there too, with another uniformed officer. Ransom sits in the corner, his face passive. Marta gulps. Blanc is a few steps behind her. As she speaks, he unfolds and reads the talks report.
You guys have always been good to me. What I'm about to say isn't going to be easy, and you're going to be upset, but especially after everything you've gone through the past few days. I thought you deserved to hear it from me.
Walt smiles at her. You're doing the right thing. Marta takes a deep breath. Blanc has finished reading the report. He refolds it carefully.
Excuse me. You have not been good to her. You have all treated her like shit to steal back the fortune that you lost and she deserves. You're a pack of bloody vultures at the feast. But you're not getting bailed out. Not this time. Miss Cabrera has decided definitely not to renounce the inheritance.
What?
What?
Furthermore, I will be my professional recommendation to the local authorities that the matter of death in this case of Harlan Thrombey is not ruled a suicide. He's ruled a suicide, and the case is closed.
What?
What? No. Blanc.
Thank you all for coming. Goodbye.
Firmly gets Marta out by the elbow. A beat of silence.
Is anybody else confused?
As the family breaks out in hubbub, Linda notices her dad's old baseball on the side table where Blanc left it. What's that doing here? She picks it up. Interior library. Blanc steers Marta into the library. Sounds of hubbub and shouting come from the other room.
What the hell? I want to come clean. This is over.
Almost.
Elliot bursts in, motions to the living room, then Marta, then Blanc.
Elliot.
Take a drink. Fucking Chad.
Elliot.
If you miss your own line, you have to drink the whole whatever you're doing.
Jake drank the entire can from what I saw.
I didn't realize Jake was drinking. He has to work. Is it like
I'll just
pop?
pick it up. What with the what? What with the what?
Jake, don't go to work. Get drunk, watch Venom, and then Scooby-Doo.
Kangaroo Jack.
I'm picking it up.
I haven't watched Scooby-Doo in a while.
Anybody want to listen?
You watch Kangaroo Jack. I'll watch Disney's Dolphin Reef, and we'll live at the same time.
Hello, we're going. What with the what?
I'm sorry. Could you, Officer Wagner,
Wagner enters.
please keep the family out of this room and get them out of the house if you can, but stand by with your additional officers.
Get the family out?
Yes, but not all of them.
Blanc whispers something to Wagner, who nods and exits.
Drama.
Indulge me.
Blanc, I just want the truth to come out.
The truth, yes, the truth. You have brought the truth to light, my Watson, just as I suspected you would. Have a seat, please.
Marta sits. Elliot remains standing.
I told Ransom. Ransom told you. I'm telling you now. It's an immovable fact that I killed Harlan.
Yes, you did. Yes, he did. Yes, you are. But, I spoke in the car about the hole at the center of this donut. And yes, what you and Harlan did fateful night seems at first glance to fill that hole perfectly. A donut hole in a donut hole. But we must look a little closer. And when we do, we see that the donut hole has a hole in its center. It's not a donut hole at all, but a smaller donut with its own little hole. And our donut is not a hole at all.
Blanc, I can tell you're enjoying this, but
Why was I hired? The answer to your question, why are we here? It's a question itself. It is time to answer it. Why would somebody hire me?
someone fishing for a crime that could have reversed the will?
I was hired because the seal was written. Yes, the person must have known the contents of the will, but one step further, that same person must have known a crime was committed. And further, if the intent was to reverse Martha's inheritance, they must have known that Martha was responsible. And an intriguing combination of factors. Someone who knew Martha did wanted to expose it, but could not reveal how they knew.
Fran? She was blackmailing me. She knew what I did.
But Fran wanted money, ergo she did not want the crime exposed.
Did someone in the family see Marta doing something suspicious?
They would have had no reason to not speak up. No, the answer is not so simple.
Blanc sits, suddenly weary.
Now, with the entire solution in my field of view, the arc of this case is a tragedy of errors. And Martha, I will not be uneasy to hear, but there is at least one truly guilty party behind it all. Guilty in the true sense of acting with malice and committing a heinous crime with selfish intent. Super Wagner.
Super Wagner?
No!
Blanc squints at her. No. A moment later, Wagner leads Ransom in. Ransom looks at Marta softly, sadly.
I'm sorry. I told them everything. I figured it was all up. I'm so sorry.
It's all right, Ransom. I'm glad you did.
Not exactly everything, though.
Is this about what Great Nana told you? She saw me that night. She mistook me for Ransom.
We'll get to that. But first, Mr. Hugh Ransom Drysdale, you might tell us why you hired me.
Why I hired you?
You're right. Let's back up. To the night of the party, the argument with Harlan. What were the overheard words by the Nazi child masturbating in the bathroom? My will? I'm warning you. You and Harlan were drama mamas. You share a love of twisting the knife into one another. I don't believe he would have slid in the hallway. No, I submit that Harlan told you everything.
Interior small study, night of party. Ransom and Harlan face each other.
You can't be serious.
Not a red dime or a word of my work to a single one of them, you included.
Interior library.
Harlan, remind me what Ransom said conversation with Harlan ended with.
Harlan told him that I could beat him and go.
And I asked myself, Martha, why would the topic of the will have steered around to Martha? There is one obvious explanation.
Interior small study, night of party.
You are not this crazy. You would not just throw your fortune away.
No, I'm giving it to Marta. All of it.
You Brazilian nurse, are you goddamn insane?
I'm sane for
I'm going
the
to
first
stop this, Harlan.
time of my life. I've done it. I've made up my mind to change my will. It's done.
I'm warning you.
Push into a vent in the wall. Interior library.
That is some heavy-duty conjecture.
Granted, but it's only the way. What comes next makes sense. So you storm out. You drive off into the night. You tell Martha later of what was it, feeling an overwhelming sense of
clarity that he has to make do for himself from here on out.
Exactly.
Exterior Norfolk Roads, night of party. Ransom's Porsche skids to a stop on the side of the empty road. Sits idling.
Martha, the will, Harlan, you won't get away with this. Do for yourself and a plan forms. A very simple, very easy plan.
A beat. Then the Porsche rolls into a skidding U-turn and drives back the way it came. Exterior private road, night of party. Ransom's Porsche kills its lights and drives slowly down the private road, hooking a left at the carved elephant that marks the utility road.
You return to the house, careful to avoid the gate security camera's range.
Exterior woods, night of party. The Porsche parked. Ransom hacks his way through the woods.
Then on foot towards the house.
Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side yard, night of party. The party is still going on the side. Ransom slips through the side gate, up towards the house and up the trellis.
Sneak in, up the trellis, so as not to be seen by the rest of the family, who are still having their party downstairs.
Interior, third floor landing, night of party. The painting wall swings aside and Ransom climbs through, leaving mud traces on the sill and the carpet. He heads straight down the narrow hall and into Harlan's bedroom. The party dimmed from downstairs.
What you need to do will take moments, but it's essential you are alone and undetected.
Ransom disappears into the darkened doorway.
You knew the medications Harlan took. You knew what Martha would be injecting him with in that night. And you knew if Martha was responsible for his death, even unintentionally. The Slayer rule would nullify the changed will, and you would get your share back.
Interior, Harlan's bedroom. Dark and still. Marta's medical bag. Open. Ransom has unwrapped 2 syringes and it has the 2 vials out. The Toradol and the morphine, the good stuff. Using the syringes, he extracts the liquid from both vials and then injects the liquids back into the opposite vials. He switches the medications.
You use the syringes in the kit to switch the liquids into 2 medication vials, and as a final precaution, you take the naloxone to the life-saving antidote.
Replacing the vials, he takes an injection pin, closes the bag up, and leaves. Interior, library. Marta is stunned. She can't even process this.
No, that's impossible.
It is the truth. Hand me the vial of morphine, I'll show you.
Blanc has placed 2 identical vials on the table behind Marta. Her mind is still spinning. She glances at him, takes one, and absently hands it to him.
If he did that, if the meds were switched, then when I got them mixed up, I accidentally switched them back, but then I gave Harlan
the correct dosage, yes, but not accidentally. I taped over the labels of these 2 vials.
Blanc shows white tape over the one she just handed him, picks up the other vial, shows the same.
The vials themselves are identical. How did you know that this one was the morphine?
I just knew.
You knew because there is a slightest, almost imperceptible difference of tincture and viscosity between the liquids. You knew because you had done it 100 times. You gave him the correct medication because you are a good nurse.
Then Harlan was...
I'm sorry, Martha, but yes, Harlan was perfectly fine.
He unfolds the tox report and hands it to her.
His blood was normal. The cause of death was truly, solely suicide. And you are guilty of nothing but some damage to the trellis and a few amateur theatrics. In fact, if he had listened to you, he would be alive today.
Marta's as white as a ghost. She shudders, buckles over.
My lord.
A twisted web, and we are not finished untangling it. Not yet. Martha, when Great Nana spotted climbing down the trellis, she said,
Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side yard, not a party. Marta facing Great Nana, who says,
Ransom? Are you back again already?
Are you back again already? Because earlier that night...
Cut to the exact same scene, but Ransom hops down off the trellis and is startled by Great Nana staring at him.
Ransom? You're back?
He puts his fingers to his lips and blows a kiss as he walks off into the night. Interior, library. Marta with her fingers on her temples, still unbelieving.
Marta, come on. This is stupid with 2 O's, and you don't have a shred of evidence. You are just spinning a fairy tale.
Not a shred, no. Just that we have no real proof of Martha mixing up the vials, so it's your word against...
You have her confession!
The sharpness of this makes Marta look at Ransom for the first time.
Oh, right. We do have that. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to spin a little further.
Exterior, Thrombey Estate, side yard, not a party. Flashback. Moonlit. Silent.
Much later that night, you would have to come back to the house to break back in and retrieve the incriminating tempered vials.
A dark-figured Ransom approaches the side gate, but when he opens it, the 2 dogs come bounding across the lawn, barking loudly.
However, this time the dogs were outside. They barked, waking Meg.
A light goes on upstairs. The dogs keep barking, paws on the gate. Ransom backs off.
No matter, you'll get the vials tomorrow.
Cheer, library.
Oh, I can only imagine when you woke up the next morning and got the news, not of a medical error and a guilty nurse, but of a slit throat and a suicide. What I love imagining, confusion, terror. What did you feel? What did you think? Well, there's the only thing you could have thought, that you underestimated Miss Cabrera, and that she covered up her assumed crime by faking Harlan's suicide, yes?
Interior, Ransom's apartment living room. Day. A nervous Ransom tears a clipping from the local newspaper about Harlan's death. Stuffs it in an envelope with a huge fold of cash and addresses it to Blanc, the New Yorker profile open on the couch.
So the circumstances are perfect for the anonymous hiring of me. You know a crime has been committed by Martha. You need her to be caught for it. You cannot reveal how you know it.
Interior library.
Enter Benoit Blanc.
Elliot can't help but roll his eyes.
All right, Benny, wrap it up.
The body was discovered early the next morning. The police, the medical examiners, the family, everyone swarms in. And there is no possible way you can get to Martha's medical bag to remove the vials. You must wait for your moment when the investigation is over, and you know that the house will be empty. And that is why you truly missed the funeral.
Interior, 3rd floor landing, afternoon. Flashback. Ransom bounds up the stairs, climbs under the police tape blocking Harlan's study, and enters.
There is no one home to wonder why you're going into Harlan's study. Or so you think. But the funeral was for your family only.
Fran comes around the corner, spots Ransom, and is about to say something, but doesn't.
Poor Fran. She witnessed you tampering with Harlan's medication in the medical bag. She did not know what you were doing, but she knew you were up to no good. And so her mind begins to turn.
Ransom pockets the 2 incriminating vials from the medical bag and replaces the naloxone pin. When he stands up to go, she retreats. Interior, library.
God, that movie she told me about with Danica Keller. That's what she was talking about.
She loves Harlan. She hates Ransom. So the poor girl decides to taste her theory and make this asshole pay. She gets a copy of the toxicology report. I will be honest, I have no idea how.
She has a cousin. She told me she has a cousin who works as a receptionist at the examiner's office.
Well, voila! The numbers mean nothing to her, but if Ransom is guilty, its existence is a threat. So she photocopies a header and makes her a blackmail note.
So why did she send it to me?
She did not. She sent it to Ransom.
Interior, Ransom's living room. Day. Flashback. Ransom walks in, sorting mail, finds a blank envelope, reads a blackmail note inside, and slowly grins.
And when Ransom first gets it, what is his reaction? Elation! He still thinks Martha gave Harlan the tampered drugs. A blood tox report will prove Martha's guilt.
Interior library. Day. Flashback. The will reading. The family assembled. Ransom sits in back, a sly smile on his face as the will is read.
He goes to the will reading in high spirits, ready to see the family tear themselves apart and securing the knowledge that it will be all undone when the tox report comes to light. And then...
Interior restaurant. Night. Flashback. Beer stacked up. Marta has just confessed. Ransom's face is unreadable.
Martha's confession, and everything turns on its head. Now he realizes that Martha has committed no crime, and the tox report will prove her innocence. The changed will is going to stand. He has lost, unless...
Interior library. Blanc rounds on Ransom.
Unless you decide.
Interior restaurant. Night. Flashback. Ransom giving Marta his pep talk.
You're not giving up your family's fortune.
Interior library.
You are not giving up the family's fortune.
Interior restaurant. Night. Flashback.
You've come this far.
Interior library.
You have come this far. Just one step further. Just one last act. In for a penny, in for a pound. You decide, you are in.
Close on. A lighter ignites a rag stuffed in a tin gas can. The can being thrown through the window in a brick wall. Interior medical examiner's office. Morgue. Flashback. Empty. Dark. The flaming can falls in slow motion from the high window. Hits the floor. Ignites.
Step 1. Destroy all evidence of Martha's innocence.
The flames dance in the reflection of a glass case of refrigerated blood samples.
Step 2.
Interior Ransom's apartment. Living room. Night. Day. Close on. The blackmail note. At the bottom of it written 1209. Columbus Road. 8 a.m. Hand tears its bottom part off, then puts the top half in an envelope.
Send Martha the anonymous email with a late morning rendezvous time.
Close on. An email addressed to Marta being typed on her phone. 1209 Columbus Road, 10 a.m. To your apartment, back hallway, night. Flashback. Ransom creeps down the hall, slips the envelope into the letter slot on Marta's door.
And deliver her the blackmail note.
Exterior, 1209 Columbus Road, morning. Flashback. Ransom's Porsche pulls up. He gets out, pulling on gloves.
Step 3. Keep your appointment with Fran.
Interior, 1209 Columbus Road, 8 a.m. Flashback. Fran standing in the middle of the road, nervous. She turns as Ransom walks in and strides towards her.
You are muted, sir.
I knew it. I knew you were a no good son of a bitch. I knew Harlan wouldn't have just killed himself.
Yeah, you were right, Fran.
Ransom sees a medical bag on the floor, kneels, and pulls something out of it.
I knew you were as guilty as shit. Now you're gonna pay for it. Don't come near me. I'm warning you.
But he's upon her, hand over her mouth, stifling her scream as he pushes a syringe into her neck and pushes the plunger. Minutes later, her inert body in the chair, he fishes through her pockets, finds the envelope, and takes a tox report from it, leaves the empty envelope in her hands. On his way out, lights the tox report on fire, drops it, burning next to Marta's bag. We stay with it as it burns away.
Now the board is set. Martha will get the blackmail note. You will put the pieces together for her. The tox report, her one chance of getting away with it all. You'll guide her to the rendezvous. You'll make the anonymous call to the police. They will catch her here. There will the body and the burnt evidence. Martha will be arrested for killing Fran and Harlan.
Interior, library.
Oh my god, she said...
Interior, 1209 Columbus Road. Flashback. Marta holding Fran on the floor, her dying words.
You did this.
Interior, library.
She didn't say, you did this. She wasn't talking about me. She said...
Interior, 1209 Columbus Road. Flashback. Exact same moment, but this time we hear.
You did this.
Interior library.
Hugh, because you made the help call, you Hugh, because you're an asshole.
And it would have worked if we hadn't brought you in for questioning, so you could not make your anonymous call, and if Fran had not stashed a safety copy of the touchscreen.
Interior 1209, Columbus Road. Flashback. Marta turns away from the dying Fran.
And if Martha had not outplayed you once again.
Marta turns back, calls 911, gives mouth-to-mouth to Fran.
By having a kind heart, by saving Fran's life, though it meant her losing the inheritance and going to jail, she didn't play your game. She saved Fran's life.
Interior library. For the first time, Ransom looks afraid.
Fran's alive?
Marta's phone starts to ring. They all see the caller ID. It's the hospital.
Oh yes. Fran will confirm this fairy story or something close to it, and will send you to jail.
She answers the call, puts the phone to her ear.
Yes?
A long beat, then her face breaks in relief.
Yes. Thank you, Doctor. That's great news. We'll be there soon.
She hangs up and smiles with radiant joy.
Oh, thank God. She's ready to talk.
Ransom stares at Marta, his face a mask.
Trooper Wagner, if you would keep Mr. Drysdale in custody while Lieutenant Elliot, Miss Cabrera, and myself go to the hospital to take Fran's statement.
Ransom stands, steps to Marta, who's frozen, looking in his eyes. His poker face breaks, and he grins.
I want to say this just to you. Not to a courtroom of cameras, just to you, because you know it's the truth. We allowed you into our home. We allowed you to take care of Granddad, to be part of our family, and now you think you can steal it from us? You think I'm not going to fight for our birthright, our home, our ancestral family home.
Hogwash! Harlan bought this house in the 80s from a Pakistani real estate baron.
Oh, go to hell, you child. You think you got me because Fran's alive, but Fran's alive, so what have you got me for? So I get attempted murder. I stuck the needle in her chest, by the way, but your version is better. I should have done the neck. I get arson for the bombing, maybe a few other charges. With a good lawyer, I'll get you out before you know it.
Face to face, Ransom's face hateful, Marta strong and set.
Then you'll see just how much hell I can wreak on your life, you vicious little bitch.
But then, Marta's jaw starts to do things, odd things, convulses, her jaw clenches, her cheeks bulge, and the projectile vomits into her.
Oh, what the shit!
She falls back cursing. She drops to her knees, spitting. Wagner, inappropriately excited.
Oh my God, that means she was lying.
Yes, Fran's dead. And you just confessed to her murder.
Ransom takes this in, then he smokes.
Well, in for a penny.
In one fluid motion, he spins to the ornamental wall of knives, grabs one.
No!
And tackles Marta. Time slows as Blanc and Elliot lunge to stop him, but it's too late. Ransom and Marta fall together, his arms arsing hers. As they hit the ground, his arm comes down, plunging the knife to the hilt in her chest. They lie still, breathing hard, her eyes wide with pain and horror. His cold and wild. But then she blinks, squints, and he cocks his head, realizing something. Withdraws the knife from her chest. Its fake blade is retracted into the handle. It's a theatrical prop. He pumps it up and down a few times, the spring making pathetic toy noise. Ransom smokes.
Shit.
And is violently tackled out of frame by Trooper Wagner, leaving Marta lying on her back, Blanc shouting as if she's all right, Elliot and Wagner wrestling Ransom into cuffs. It all fades into the background as she holds the knife and stares at the ceiling. And here, a small study. Close on, Harlan's old baseball being set carefully back in place by Linda. She's about to leave, but she notices a pink envelope on the desk, picks it up, takes out the blank note, seems to recognize it, and smiles sadly. Exterior, Thrombey Estate, front drive, later. Linda comes outside and joins the family. Several more police cars and an ambulance. Ransom is loaded into the cop car. His family are held at bay by officers, but they react in different ways. Richard yelling at the cops, Walt sobbing, Donna collapsed against him, Jacob on his phone. Joni staring into space, ruined. Meg talking to Lieutenant Elliot, crying. She's just learned about Fran. Linda watches the circus, strangely disconnected, going to light a cigarette. With a strange smoke, she uses the flame to warm the blank note from the office, and hidden writing starts to appear. A note from her father, their secret communication. As the letter appears, her face changes. Interior living room. Marta sits, a blanket over her shoulders. An officer who's just taken a statement, walks away. Blanc approaches.
I ask, at what point did you suspect I had something to do with Harlan's death?
From the moment you first set foot in front of me.
Taps her shield, the tiny, faded spot of blood.
Oh my god.
I want you to remember something very important. You won not by playing the game Harlan's way, but yours.
Through the window, she sees the family outside.
Should help them, right?
I have my own opinion, but I have a feeling you'll follow your heart.
He gives her a wink and strolls off. Interior, foyer, later. Marta shuffles to the front doorway. One last glance at Harlan's portrait, its grin now gentle and content. Exterior, front porch, balcony. She stands on the threshold, sees Blanc get into the front door of the cruiser, and it drives off, Ransom in the back. He looks back at her through the window. The family out on the lawn, not sure where to go or what to do. They all turn to see Marta standing very small, but somehow not in the doorway of her house. And we have finished.
I will say
Nothing went
there was one line I was really excited to say that's not in the script, and especially with Nazaria's Benoit Blanc, I was curious to see how the accent would go, but I was really excited to look dead in Nazaria's eyes and say, "Cut it out with that fake ass foghorn leghorn drawl."
The one line I was hoping would be in there, it wasn't even my line. It was Walt's line. The one line I was hoping would be there was, "How about some more cookies, Ransom?"
Yeah, that was mine. You want some more cookies?
I hope Harlan left you a glass of milk in his will, asshole.
I wish the one iota of shit line was in there. That's my favorite line in that.
If your favorite lines or two favorite lines are not in the script, does that mean it's not the best screenplay?
I think it means that we have to redo the entire thing we have to actually do.
All right,
No, my
back to one,
favorite line in there was in there. It was the eat shit.
So who do you think is
For the record, Ko, that wasn't in there. You changed the line that was
Yeah, you
written on
changed
the
it.
page.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Improv.
who thinks who was MVP for this one?
Nazario.
I really like. I like Barr.
I vote Barr. I
That's
think
good.
Barr was the best
Barr
performance.
too,
of the night, 100%.
It's either Barr or Nazario, for sure.
Thank you.
I like it.
I'm gonna go with Nazario because I don't like voting for myself on things like this.
But the thing is, you vote for someone who has no votes. Don't vote for someone who has one vote.
Okay, I vote
Come on.
Cameron.
Nazario?
No,
Nazario?
you know what? I vote Matt. Matt was great. I love Matt as Harlan.
Yeah.
Actually.
Nazario
Every time Matt showed up as Harlan, I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah.
Nazario kept the accent the entire time.
That's
Like he
true.
didn't
Even
falter.
though it was incorrect, it was wrong.
It doesn't matter if it was accurate or not. He
No,
kept
there
it up
was
the
one
entire
point.
time.
He committed.
There was one point where there was something completely different he was doing.
That's true. He
But
committed
also,
though. He committed.
when he went to shout at someone off script, he still did it in his voice.
Thank you guys for sticking through this. Anybody watching, thank you for sticking through. We may have lost, like the movie, some people in the chat, but we have survived another day.
We lost some people in the call.
Oh,
They may or may not be alive.
I died and came back to life like 6 times.
That just sets up the
We
sequel.
don't even have the full cast here by the end of this thing. There's no
We don't know where
chance.
we don't know where Chance's body is. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
The next
Somewhere in
show
New
for your
Mexico.
channel is us figuring out who killed the chat.
Yeah.
On
But
Friday
it's
3.
that's what Knives Out 2 is. It's Nazario coming back with whatever accent he's doing, trying to figure out who killed the chat.
It's a different accent this
Join
time.
us next time when he tries to
Two is
It's a
just
completely
unfriendly.
different
time.
accent.
Totally different.
Join us next time when he does French.
He kind of did do French to this week.
Part French, part British.
Two people? Who else is gone?
I'm trying to remember.
Andrew's gone.
Andrew, yeah.
Oh, Andrew.
Chance.
Yeah, there we go. It was Hayes.
Well,
Or no,
I'm
Robert.
back
Robert's
now.
back.
Robert came back.
Call it the return of the
You
king.
came back to life.
This is pure
Yeah.
chaos.
False
But
stat.
yes, if you're still watching it to this
Jesus,
point,
to Robert Downey Jr.'s career.
check us out. Episode
Wow,
3
Bowman
of
just
Holy
called me
Stress.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Guys, let Mike end the show.